then. Sarzarinth, the Rot Prince, has been banished. After venturing through this abandoned druidic citadel within the Barrens, you all had laid in wait for the terror of this landscape, eventually ambushing him with some very effective use of magical light and way more magical fire than he could have possibly anticipated. In the final moment of the battle, Toby Rama summoned his highest tier of divine magic granted to him by Kelemvor, the eternal judge of death and executioner of undead, drawing into himself all the silver light from his daylight spell, as well as the specter of that Sir Tamora Shatterkai individual, and used this power to cast out Sarzarinth from this plane, sending him hurtling back through the veil to his native plane, the Shadowfell. And now, in the early afternoon of Fredas, 8th of Evening Star, we pick back up as soon as I switch the music. We pick back up in the immediate aftermath of this conflict, with Toby Rama's outstretched hand still clutching the Sir Tamora pin that hums with divine silver light, and as dark smoke and ash now drift lazily to the ground where the Rot Prince once stood, a glowing ivory horn falls to the floor, padding softly into the tar-stained earth. What are you all doing in this moment?
I think I can lock him away. I've got him contained, but...
Toby, did you kill him?
I sent him where he's from.
How long can you keep him there permanently?
If I can maintain the spell, and Toby will float up into the air and start like trying to get an eye and make sure there's nothing ready to hit him. I need to hold this for another minute, and then he's stuck there.
Yeah, but maybe he'll find a way back. Shouldn't we finish him off while he's weak?
I think that gate back there is right into Shadowfell. He's gonna find a way back in.
I'm moving down the hallway over here.
Okay. As you approach that direction, within the bright light of Toby Rama's daylight spell still emanating from his pen, you see a thin sliver of a tear just hanging, hovering in the air, that you can see black shadow just drifting from slightly. And with each moment that passes, the tear gets a little bit smaller.
Oh.
And Toby Rama, you feel this divine connection to your banishment magic rapidly deteriorating as the seconds go by, knowing that you all need to make a decision quickly of whether or not to allow him back or see the spell to its conclusion.
Is the portal tag getting smaller because he's not here to maintain it?
No, that's me sealing him away. But presumably he could come back, but I think he would have to go retreat somewhere first, and I think he was pretty beat up.
We got him on the road.
30 seconds.
Gotta give him the finishing blow. Come on, guys, let's kill him.
I'm cool to kill him.
Let's walking down there the whole time.
Rome, what do you think?
He's been able to get here before from whence he came. I say we bring him back and slay him here.
24.
Yeah,
Okay.
He will reappear right where that is.
So
if I'm gonna let go.
Yeah.
Can you draw a quick circle where it was? Let's corner him, and I'll throw these lights down. And as Roulette's walking over, she'll do 4 quick tinkerings of lights.
Spread him around, because if he looks in one direction, we don't want him to be able to blow them all out.
I will put them at the 4 corner. Well, the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right.
Okay, if this is where he was, I'm getting on the far side. Jiri, get opposite me. We need to be able to strike well, especially if he's going to do that darkness thing again. We should all be opposite each other.
Oh, when he comes back, I'm gonna stab him. You stab him too.
Yeah, let's all stab him
18.
together.
Let me swing second. I might be able to get him out of that darkness.
All right.
And I'm gonna go opposite Rome.
12.
Does anyone need to cast a spell before he comes back?
I'm gonna put another source of light in the antechamber, and I'm pretty sure daylight I can cast from range. Yes,
Bonus
60
action.
feet. I would like to put a daylight in the stairwell corridor.
Okay, you have the spell slot to do that.
That is my last 3rd level, leaving me with only 1 first level.
Okay, feeling your connection to your banishment almost completing seconds from now, we'll pause here and make sure we set up whatever you guys intend to set up here. I'm going to throw some Moby 3s around on the ground that we can attach some auras to.
Can I ask a rules question really quick?
Sure.
I use my spell of Refueling Ring before a short rest to regain a 3rd level spell slot. When I took a short rest, I gained 2 spell slots left. I've used 2. Do I still have that 3rd level slot?
What is the wording on the spell refueling signet ring say?
Nothing I can use besides a single.
Did you just mute us?
Oh, I thought it.
No, we can hear you.
I was trying to talk to Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, so another daylight thing down here.
Because, Jiri, I suspect, I might be wrong, but I suspect it probably says something about the spell slot. And you are muted right now.
While wearing this ring, you can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slot.
Oh.
If the expended spell slot was 4th level or higher, the new spell slot is 3rd. Once used, the ring can't be used again until next dawn.
I'm going to say no. If you already had a spell slot remaining, a short rest is going to replenish you back to normal, essentially. So you don't have the 3rd spell slot that would have been created before your rest.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's a weird rules decision because a different character that my logic on that might apply differently, and that's not necessarily clear. It gives you a new spell slot. It doesn't say anything about when that disappears.
Chris, I think
Fascinating. Yep.
Specifically on the Artificer side for the spell refueling ring, it does say recover an expended spell slot as the verbiage there. So
yeah, so it can only fill the space of an expended spell slot. That's a great way to determine how that'll work. So by gaining back your 4th level, you have now sacrificed that 3rd level spell slot that was previously filling its void.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
I will.
4 stones, I believe, are at the corners of where you believe this area to be. Daylight has been cast on what passed into the chamber, Tobirama? Anything in particular, or just the area back there?
Yeah, the area. I would have picked a cobblestone on the ground if I knew my magic needed to be that specific.
Okay.
And then I have two bonus actions. 1 bonus action, I will light up my flail. You don't need to add it. I'll just remember. I might be able to add it to my thing, but 30 feet for bright and dim.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I will cast Branding Smite, which I believe. I just want to make sure it's concentration because I think it is.
I believe it is. And you can concentrate on it for a minute or until it makes contact with a target you're hitting.
Yeah. I will bonus action cast Branding Smite, and I am specifically holding my action to swing the second he goes into his darkness.
Okay.
Can I Kyare the Elkhorn Horn to myself?
Yes. Yeah. In the seconds before Toby's spell drains, you see it glittering over in the side. You can summon that to your hand, and it is in your hand. Do you store it somewhere or hold it?
Does it feel like I could stab with it? What's its nature? Like, is it? You know what I mean?
Sure. It's probably about a foot long.
Okay.
Very thin and spiraled. The tip of it does seem sharp, but it is like broken. This is a damaged horn and probably would not be any more suitable than an improvised weapon, so to speak.
Really?
However, it's definitely still humming. It has magical energy to it outside of being used for an improvised weapon.
I'll just sling it on my back for now.
Okay. And with that, the final seconds go by.
Oh, I
I dropped the concentration.
And tearing his way from this veil, the sliver of dark energy hovering in the air rapidly rips larger, and you see claws. And he emerges once more. I need everyone to re-roll initiative, please.
No. Oh, I'm not supposed to roll on person. I forgot. Initiative is always on here. Not much better.
Did mine go through?
Excuse me.
Oh.
I
No,
can't
my
quite
D&D
see if it did.
Yeah, 21.
You wanted to send
21.
I did.
Oh, yeah. I'll just add a turn for her. For some reason, maybe you didn't click on her before you hit it. I don't know.
Did D&D Beyond? So I'm on my new laptop. D&D Beyond Beyond Roll20 like threw an error for me before. I'll fix it later. Sorry. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Once more, Sarzarinth kind of slow to react as he's trying to put all of his focus into tearing through this crack in the veil. You do notice, though, as he emerges in his gaseous, shadowy form, a surge of shadow emerges from that crack in the veil as well alongside him, and he is not immediately reduced into his physical form as he appears in the daylight, but you see all the shadow and ash around him like disintegrating into nothingness, being burned away by the daylight. But he seems to not be affected by it immediately. Rome, you are the first to act in this moment.
Rome casts erupting earth on that circle area, so it's a 20-foot cube. And the earth comes up and rock and everything like churn to create this like whirlpool structure.
Very cool. What does Sarzarinth need to do for that?
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw. And then if he succeeds, he takes half damage.
Okay.
Oh.
He did roll a 20. This gaseous, shadowy form of him, you almost can barely tell he's a draconic figure with how amorphous his form currently is. And it just very quickly is able to swirl around with your churning earth, and you're noticing the lack of effective bludgeoning damage happening. But how much does your spell do? 27?
Half damage.
Okay.
So
He succeeds, and you feel that the bludgeoning nature of this churning earth just whiffing past him, barely touching him, as he is also resistant to it in this form. But he does take some damage.
Good.
Anything else for Rome?
That is it.
Okay. Roulette, you are up next.
I am seeing myself opposite Rome. I'm just swinging away, 2 swings.
Okay. Go ahead, roll with advantage.
I would like a nat 20, please.
20, please.
14. His spiraling shadow form is too difficult to pin down in this moment. As you swing out, your flail strike goes wide, not bludgeoning him.
Second swing.
Big money.
Roll it.
Ooh.
25 connects. You see, like, just barely materializing in this whirlwind of earth and shadow, the form of his head amidst that storm, for 12 bludgeoning damage.
Plus, oh my god.
Some radiant as well.
Jesus.
Radiant might do something here.
You definitely see the flash of light sear his amorphous face, even when your flail meets resistance, but not the impact of true weapon against physical form. He has taken definitely some damage from that and will immediately use his reaction. Which is here. immediately utilizes his dark defense to summon a 10-foot radius sphere of darkness around him, and you all lose sight of him in this moment, as well as each other, those that are rather close to him. Is that it for Roulette?
Bonus action, I'm going to cast Arcane Weapon on my thing with, let's say, cold.
Okay. A new concentration spell triggered. Toby Rama, it is your turn.
I see that he just shrouded himself in darkness.
Well,
So...
can you...
Oh. Hello? Can you hear me?
Wait, Critter, there's a final sentence. Is he currently invisible in this darkness?
Heavily obscured, which is a little different than invisible.
He does shed dim light in a 5-foot radius because he got hit with a burning smite. I don't know how that interacts with his other...
His darkness takes
The
over.
dark defense does overpower that.
Chill.
Yes, the dim light isn't suffocated, but his darkness is not dispelled by it, is the way the dark defense works.
Yeah, so
yes,
I am going to, as the minute had ended, my wings had disappeared, and I dropped to the ground, and I will run backwards. That's still pretty good. Yes, I will move backwards and ready a spell for when I can see Sarzrinth next.
Okay. What spell are you beginning to conjure?
Command. Just
because it will utilize the spell slot and potentially waste it if not used. Command, got it. Is that it for Toby?
That's it for Toby.
Jiri, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna try to smack it.
Okay, go for it. You are in pitch blackness. You know it will emerge right in front of you, so you know loosely where it is. But yes, definitely an unseen target. Telperion is flanking with it, so it will be a normal roll.
Lovely.
And I'm no longer focused because it has been more than a minute.
Understood. 19 will hit.
14 damage, 12 slashing, 2 psychic.
2 of that psychic. The psychic damage will fully go through, and you feel, again, when you connect with your psychic damage on the sword, you're almost making an instantaneous connection with the target's mind, and you feel the rage, the terror, the ferality of this creature. But otherwise, the rest of your sword has resistance when it passes through his form, but not quite as satisfyingly as you expect.
Gotcha.
But you did do damage. Another attack, I imagine?
Yep.
Again, same thing. Looks like 13 and... Is it the 3 or the 4?
13 and 3. So 13 slashing, 3 psychic.
Got it. Sarzrin definitely roars in pain at feeling your blade cut into him. And you feel frankly, the fear in his mind in that momentary connection you make with your psychic damage. But... definitely still difficult to injure him in this state.
Yeah, and I'll take my bonus action to do 2 cloud punches. I haven't used that yet, but bang bang. Summon the
go for it.
arms. Punch him twice.
15 will miss.
Dang.
And 12 will miss. So he recoils. You feel his form sort of shift backward and retreat after your sword strikes, and the cloud punches just swing at air.
All right, that's it.
At the beginning of Sarzrinth's turn, the darkness surrounding him fades. and then you see his amorphous form be forced into physical body with the daylight all around him, finally eating through his sort of aura of Shadowfell energy he brought back with him. You! Looking past Jiri at Tobirama.
As I release the spell I had been preparing, and I will shout, "Grovel!" before me. With grovel being the command.
Yep, you're the command word.
A wisdom
save. He doesn't have particularly high wisdom.
Damn. That's a success.
You see his rage push through any magical subjugation you try to impose on him. And you see all the lights in the area snuffed out as he uses his blackout breath, dispelling magical light that it overlaps, including your Sertamora pin.
But not the one in the
He was not a surprised creature.
But not the one in the stairwell.
Oh.
Including the one... Oh, we did say the source. You're absolutely right. We did make that distinction last time. So you're right. The one in the source, the one in the stairwell is not dispelled. I'll throw that back up there in a moment. But Jiri, any light also coming off your blue form is also dispelled. And I need just Jiri and Tobirama to please make a Constitution saving throw.
Sunlight.
He is still in sunlight functionally because he has not snuffed out the daylight being spread from the stairwell behind. Let me throw those radii back up. Bright and slightly dimmer. And hopefully you guys can see that.
We can see the new thing you just did.
Okay. Yep. Perfect. So as he inhales, it's like he's siphoning the light into him and suffocating it, and then exhales this necrotic, acidic, shadowous vapor out towards the both of you. Jiri, success. Tobirama,
failure.
Barely a failure. Toby, you will take half the necrotic, 9 plus 17 acid, 17. For a total of 26 damage. And are you concentrating on anything right now?
I am not.
Okay, 26 damage for you, and Jiri, you'll take half of both, 9 and 8 for a total of 17 damage.
Which then becomes lower because I'm still bonded to him with warding.
Indeed.
So the 9 becomes 4, the 8 becomes 4?
Correct. So Jiri, you take 8 damage, and if that's not eaten by temps, Toby will take the additional 8. Yes.
I have no temps, so I take.
Okay. So you take only 8 damage, Jiri, but Tobirama, you take 26 plus the 8.
Yeah.
And he will immediately take to wing and will soar above all of you, leaving your areas, definitely reactions available, and will begin to fly his full 80 feet, almost getting into dark. Well, he will get out of the bright light and into dim light. And as he passes you guys, you can see his form becoming amorphous again as he's getting further in the chamber. But anyone taking a swing, go ahead and roll your opportunity attack.
Are we doing this with advantage because he's currently visible and flanked by all 4 of us?
He was visible and flanked, yes.
And then can I take a opportunity attack with a bow?
You may not. You can make an improvised attack with it.
What?
But you're not proficient with improvised attacks, and it would do very little damage. But effectively, you could swing your bow stick at him if you wished.
No. 22 on my end.
22 hits. Roulette, 25 hits. Jiri, 24 hits. Rome, are you doing anything as he leaves your area? Do you have any attacks of opportunity?
Yes, I was going to swing my great club, but it only
okay.
Image, so I don't know what just happened with that. Hold on a second.
16 from Telperion.
Did 14 slashing and 3 psychic.
All of which you cut into his physical form as he's forced into his physical body. Both of you having rather satisfying strikes on him, and black tar seems to just gush from his wounds. And then roulette 5 damage plus what was it?
8 bludgeoning plus 5 cold. 13 total.
Sarzarinth, you feel just the volume of fluid leaving his body suggests he is not long for this world. But you have not taken him down yet. Rome, 18 will hit with your great club as well.
Oh my god, please kill him.
With 7 bludgeoning damage. However, what are you swinging with? What is this great club? Is it a magical staff? Is it a normal stick, effectively?
So it's essentially just like a really big branch that I imagine. that I imagine Rome just kind of like grows off the end of her arm,
and then just,
you know.
You see it sort of whack against his thick, oil slick hide, and just parts of the wood splinter off and shatter. Very ineffective as a non-magical weapon against this creature, but you did functionally damage him still. You can feel just the focus with lunging toward his pool of acid that he had used to burrow. He is flying quickly in that direction, and as a bonus action at the end of his turn, will use his shadow stealth.
Fucking hider.
You see, as he gets further and further away from the bright light and the dim light, his form just disappears to most of you. Toby Rama, what is your passive perception?
28.
Toby Rama, you are the only person in this moment that can still see where his incorporeal form exists in this space. Telperion, it's your turn.
What is granting daylight over here?
I had cast it on a cobblestone on the ground in the stairwell.
One that's fixed or like a loose stone?
On the ground, functionally, or in the space.
So I don't know how well you could lift that up and move it.
Looking
I also didn't clarify which stone I had cast it on.
I think functionally, without kind of determining a specific type of item, we're going to say it was kind of based on the floor in that space.
All right. So okay, I couldn't grab the rock. Is what I'm hearing.
There's nothing that seems movable over there, unless there's some creative interaction.
I mean, I could use my turn to grab, like, fucking hit the stone, but it sounds like there's not like a single. It's just floor, so it's not.
I was trying to pin him between 2 lights.
Critter, the darkness breath, was that? Can you describe how he sucked in the light?
Yes, the blackout breath that he has naturally, as he inhales, all the light just dims into nothingness, as any of the sources that he overlaps just are snuffed out.
So when you say overlap, like where his breath overlaps, or
Indeed.
So shouldn't there be 2 stones on the ground opposite in like behind him from where he pointed his breath?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can put those back up on those 5 those small glowing stones. Yeah.
So Telperion would be within arm's reach of a stone as he
Flies away.
As he flies away. Is my
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll only so much you can do on a turn. I'll grab that stone and bring it. Well, it's
5 and 5.
All right, I'll grab that stone and bring it with me. So my interaction is to grab that stone in one hand. I have my sword in my other hand. I can go as far as Toby I have 70 feet of movement because I'll use my bonus action to fly. And so 35 doubled is because we waited a full minute, so my Chardonnay stride is done. So I come over here and Toby, you see me, so I'm looking around. What?
But you see Toby very clearly looking at a direction, and I don't know if
up
it would be a
above
reaction.
you.
I would say he's there or something.
That's reasonable enough. You can have minor conversational interactions, but you see just a cloud of shadow passing over your head, Toby Rama. Not directly overhead, as far up in the ceiling as he could manage.
Okay. I'll whip the rock at him. the light rock.
Okay. So functionally, you ran over to a rock, reached down, grabbed it, triggered your psionic flight, and just booked it and threw this rock toward Sarzarinth. Okay.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm just hurling it as hard as I can up at him. So I'm trying to just lodge it in him.
Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
That's gonna be bad. Oh fuck, it's an 18 plus 1. 19.
Wow. With an 18, you knew you would be able to throw the stone. That's not an issue. And as you throw it, you can see it's the light source carried with it does illuminate Sarzarinth's form for a moment, but you realize, but the stone's just going to clatter against his armor and fall to the ground and no longer illuminate him. But with your placement and your force of strength, it wedges itself into one of his wounds as it forces his body corporeal. And with a dex check with an improvised weapon that you're not proficient with, beats his armor class and wedges into him, forcing him out of shadow form.
Jeez.
And
this is
functionally
where
invisibility.
I don't get to do any damage, but I get to do weird things that help. I'm just moving light around. Oh fuck.
He threw a rock.
I have another attack, but I can't use it.
You threw your sword.
I'm not throwing my sword. Theoretically I could, but not this sword.
Okay. Anything else from Telperion? A small glowing rock is currently in the form. You see almost the back half of Sarzarinth up in the air, trying to dematerialize and go gaseous, but this little bead of light is forcing his body to adapt and become physical.
That's for the Elicorn. And then that's all I do.
Rome, you are up. You have visibility on Sarzarinth as he is fleeing.
I'm going to... I'm trying to decide between two different things, and I feel like I just need to make a decision.
Rome just saw Telperion book it, Sarzarinth disappearing, but Telperion getting a stone in there, giving you potentially one shot at something. What is Rome doing?
Rome's gonna run up 30 feet, and she's gonna cast Erupting Earth again to attempt to damage him with rock and stone.
Okay, his form is physical this time, so perhaps a more effective conjuring of this spell. Same thing, dex check from him?
Yes.
Or dex saving throw?
Yep, dex saving throw.
Come on, roll bad. Fuck.
Pretty dexterous up in the air, trying to avoid this erupting earth, but not able to resist it as much. You see him just... How are you bludgeoning him with the earth right now?
It's just like towers of rock coming out of the ground and like kind of like falling by their own weight.
Perfect. You see tar-like acid just begin to continual drip from Sarzarinth, and he wails with a wildly intense scream. Is that it for Rome?
That is it.
I'm so tempted to tell you guys his HP.
Yeah.
But I shan't.
Do it.
Roulette.
He says he's really far away.
I'm really far away. I'm gonna start moving. 1, 2, 3. That's my movement. And how far? He's 55.
And roughly 30 feet in the air, but he's a very large creature, so he's not as far above. Like, he's probably a couple feet above Tobirama.
Well,
and further past, but yeah.
That's only 30 feet, right? Misty Step is 30 feet.
Misty Step is 30 feet.
I knew that.
Also, he did his thing. He moved. Rome, being bludgeoned and his body forced into tar wounds, he will use his reaction for dark defense. Snuffing out visibility once again. You guys know where he is. He's not able to shadow stealth again, but he does cover up the magical light that was emanating from his wound. You don't currently have a target. There's heavily obscured mass of blob up in the air. You know where to target, but you can't technically get eyes on him in this moment.
Okay. I think only thing I can do then is firebolt, because I'm too far away to do anything else.
Okay, that will be at disadvantage, not being able to see the creature. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do.
Damn.
Your bolt of flame ricochets into the darkness and then out the other side. An odd visual sensation as it carries with it a bit of light that is just gone and then reappears back in the chamber as it hits against the stone.
I have nothing else I can do with a bonus action. How far away?
You can miss his deck.
With disadvantage, that was 1 away from his AC.
Yeah, I also rolled a nat 20. It was not fun to watch.
You got the nat 20 you asked for.
Nope, that's my turn. I can't do anything else.
Tobirama.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Because that is that, so I would rather do that. With no spell slots left, Toby is gonna go up to this pillar, take a knee, and get out his bow and ready a shot. If someone could light him up, I really need it, and I will hold the attack action to fire a bow the next time I can see him.
Toby, you're the cleric. I say jokingly.
You ready your shot.
Intending to use a charge, my only charge, when I
Okay.
fire.
Okay. Jiri, it is your turn.
Quick question. So I have missed him with an attack before and done lightning damage to him. Did I get a sense of it being resistant to that, like, electricity?
This is a little bit meta knowledge because I don't remember what condition he was in when this happened. But in his amorphous, shadowy state that you suspect he's in now, he was resistant to it. He's resistant to all damage when in that state other than psychic, radiant, or force.
You did.
In his physical state, you think the lightning would affect him better.
All right, with my 40 feet of movement, I move here.
Okay.
And I get a good shot, and I will cast my air bursts at him.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage for your Eldritch Blasts.
That'll work.
18 will hit.
Force.
The other shot goes off simultaneously, so go ahead and roll the other shot as well.
At disadvantage, but that misses.
Yes, yeah, disadvantage, but it's gonna miss. You fire both your shots. What does it look like when Jiri fires these 2 shots.
They're like these like pulses of air that come out of his like hands, kind of like Iron Man-y, but like this like toroidal field of air that just like flies through the air and explodes when it hits whoever is.
I love that
You almost
word.
see one of them veer off, but with the 18 that hits, dealing 15 force damage that his amorphous form cannot resist. How do you kill Sarzarinth, the Rot Prince?
Like it just goes right into his mouth and it like explodes and it like knocks his jaw down, like breaking his jaw.
You all see Jiri's gust of air penetrate this shadowy veil of pitch black spherical energy, and you just hear and becoming visible, losing his dark defense, falling to the ground. Toby Rama, you were waiting for him to be visible. Go ahead and take this shot.
Yes.
If it hits, it will be a critical. It did not. Okay. Thank you, Jiri, for saving the day.
Ash and dust is kicked up from the ground as Sarzarinth's form, jaw hanging by a thread of thick mucousy like tendon, almost fully blasted off. A dead shadow dragon laying in the tar of this space.
I'll immediately try and get some light out and do the light cantrip.
I sprint over to Jiri and I hug him and I tackle him to the ground. Jiri, you killed a fucking dragon!
Oh, tell Baryon my taffy's in the tar.
I like
Get off
scoop a
me,
little more
please.
tar on it.
No.
Roulette's doing 3 more lights and just popping them around just to light up ambiently the room.
Ambient lights going, flickering. The dead body of a terrible beast laying on the ground in front of you. Oil slick just dripping from his form and his wounds. What do y'all do?
He was gone away.
Realm casts Aura Vitality and like beckons you all to receive healing power. It kind of looks like a golden like rain that kind of falls like I don't know,
like a golden shower.
Yeah. Like
Don't you dare.
Nice.
Oh, I can take some of that.
Yeah,
That heat.
me too.
Oh, Toby, you go first.
I'm at 11.
Oh, yeah, you definitely need it.
It looks like you get 5. Actually, I don't know. Do I roll or do you guys roll?
I think you get to.
Yeah, it's your spell. You get to do the fun number rolls.
It's every bonus.
And as you
Yeah,
begin to start healing your comrades, you'll hear just like a hissing sound, like steam, as with every drop that slides off Sarzarinth's form, as it hits the tar, it almost evaporates into smoke. And smoke is beginning to slowly fill the chamber.
Roulette is politely ignoring the aura of vitality and rushing forward to the backside of the dragon to see what remains underneath this gargantuan dragon of Alfie. If he's under.
Go ahead and make a investigation check.
And I'm gonna ask Roulette while she's doing that.
Hey, Roulette, is there any of this that I can harvest?
And I'm gonna start like smacking pieces off of it to like see if I can like get any teeth or bones.
Hyperion's doing that with you. Hyperion's trying to pull out teeth and claws.
But yeah, I'm hoping if Roulette will guide us, but I don't know if she's too focused.
I'm going to say Roulette's using her focus and time on a different endeavor right now. She might not be able to help with that endeavor. But if you guys want to help each other with that endeavor, that's definitely fair game. Roulette, as you lift this absolutely sickening tar-stained claw and kind of let it fall to the side, you see Alfie's form is there, very covered in grime and dirt and ash, very mangled scrap metal. You suspect your normal availability to bring him back over the course of a minute utilizing your own arcane energy might not be fully adequate this time to knit back together his form. It might take more time than that.
Sorry, our Google Home just started talking to us.
Oh, nice. I don't think it made it onto the mic, so I didn't even know.
I'll take Moby 3 and put Moby 3's dead button body in the bag, and I will. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna. Jiri, just chop this piece off first. It'll help you. And Telperion, if you chop this other thing, I'm just helping them. Like, I'm very selfishly making them clear spots off of Alfie to like clean him. And then you probably want to check the mouth for teeth. I'll take out the Tome of the Dragon's Horde. I'm gonna do my best to just like squish Alfie into a ball, and I will very hesitantly say Rasveen to try and put Alfie essentially on a page in the book.
Sure. I think that's doable within his size category, weight category. I think that's very doable. All of the scrap metal that you intend as you force the book closed is rapidly incorporated onto a page. Very beautifully drawn with intricate detail. A bunch of scrap metal on a page.
Oh God.
Yikes.
All right, Jerry, what part do we saw first?
Chop, 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 chop.
So functionally, harvesting a creature is generally a nature check. You guys are helping each other, which would grant advantage, but because the nature of this creature would normally pose disadvantage on this type of check. So go ahead and one of you gets to make a single roll of nature.
Telperion.
Jerry, I'm gonna take this one. Yoink. Oh no, it was a 4. Plus 6 is a 10.
Even with a 10,
Chop, chop, chop.
you very quickly assess the pieces you think you can cut off, but as you shear off scales, as oil slick has dripped off them and become steam and smoke in the surrounding area, the scales are nothing but charcoal. You get to a claw, a tooth. A 10 is not enough to recover a single piece of draconic bodily physiology before this husk of ashen charcoal is no longer draconic in nature. And you can see the smoke in the environment slowly swirling above your heads.
Ooh, Roulette, do you have like a bottle that's not being used? Let's get some of this smoke.
I have a vial. There's a potion, dude. I just give it to you.
I like try to. Maybe I'll gust some of the smoke into the bottle.
You run your hands with the vial through it. You gust. No matter what you do, the form just adapts and pulls out of the vial, unable to be contained as if a natural resource. And slowly, as you're doing that, the smoke dissipates and becomes immaterial, fading into nothingness.
Was it reacting at all with the light I had conjured?
With the light you had conjured, it would shift and pull away from the light.
Okay.
So it was reacting with some sort of instinct, but wasn't dispelled by the light.
So is that Sazerath going back to Shade something? Shadowfell.
I hope not. If it is, we'll kill it again.
I mean, he's going in pieces, which I think he'll have to mold back together into a dragon, so that'll take him some time.
Toby looks around, trying to find the spirit.
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Ooh.
You don't see the spirit.
I think we did the right thing, guys. He had to go.
Do we think Aquilari's dead? I pull the horn back out.
I don't have any magic. I can't try and contact him.
Well, just because they lost a horn doesn't mean they're dead. You'd think if this guy ate the entirety of Aquilari, we'd find more pieces of them. But I'd say hold on to that. Maybe it'll help us find them outside.
Ooh, Toby, maybe you can heal him or bring him back to life or speak with him if he's dead.
Potentially. Telperion, if you'll hand me that, I'll see if I can try something. And if Telperion will hand me the horn, I'll try and start ritually casting Gentle Repose and see if there's any way for it to take hold.
You're utilizing the horn in this moment?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Feels right. What's your +7?
My +0s are
showing
up.
You utilize your Gentle Repose, and the spell is expended, and you don't get any sort of confirmation or clarity with whether or not that had any effect. Utilizing it with the horn's help, through the horn, at the horn, you don't get the sensation that affected the horn or a creature of the horn.
Hand it back, having taken 10 minutes with it. I can't tell, at least not today.
Can I, while Toby is starting that, can I walk over back towards that arch and the murky pool?
Mm-hmm.
I will start ritual casting Detect Magic, but I do want to just do an investigation of that arch to see if anything is changing, if anything is lessening, weakening, strengthening, anything.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. And you can certainly begin casting Detect Magic. If it's an action, let me know, but if you're doing it ritualistically,
I'll ritual cast it, yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, it could have been taking place while Toby was trying to reach out through the horn. With a 20, you assess the sort of structural integrity of that wall where the druidic runes had been inscripted. You can still see the faint trails as your Detect Magic alights. You still see the runic pattern humming with magic, the faint trails going out to each of the roots carved as snakes into their amplification foci and upward. You don't think anything has changed there. If Sarzarin's presence had something to do with that, perhaps it was the initial damage to that wall through burrowing, but his essence was not actively sundering or perverting its magic.
I will share that with the group. I think, Jerry, to your point, I think we did a good job killing whatever that guy was, but whatever's causing the blight and the death here in the Amarin, he may have started it, but he wasn't keeping it going. Whatever's keeping it going is either stuck somewhere in that wall or it's somewhere else here in this temple place of shit we're in.
I'll give you an Arcana check as well, just because the nature of the way you as Roulette are naturally puzzling this out. I think Arcana check is fair. Very evenly investigating and analyzing arcane capabilities. What you say, what you're guessing at, strikes right with you. You feel confident in that it's still going, whether Sarzarin's presence here is present or not. And you begin to suspect that the current pattern being enacted will continue to, in this broken, strayed from its purpose sense, continue to push out negative energy rather than positive out into the forest. Repairing this might be incredibly difficult. Perhaps it could be useful to just sunder it. They would have different effects, but one's perhaps more realistic than the other.
This, in my mind, I'm comparing to, like, I have a mirror that transports me somewhere. I could change the spot where it transports me to. Takes a hell of a lot of time. Or I could smash the mirror.
Indeed.
Are you sharing this with them?
Almost eerily similar to that pattern you have determined in the past with broken transportive mirrors.
I will share that. I don't know if this is something that Aquila, I can't fix this overnight. I can't fix this in my lifetime. I don't even know. This is something older than any of, well, not Telperion, but older than most of us. If we want to stop whatever this negative stuff is coming through, we got to break whatever that spell is.
I think that we aren't alone in being interested in fixing this. The Ashwood elves, Ashwood?
If we could summon people here to
The Ashwood elves, their whole mission is to fix this part of the Emberin, and we would break the possible solution. I think that they would dedicate all the resources to fixing this sequence if we just brought them here, showed them it. They're not that far off. They're like 2 days away.
Well, I can send word to him tomorrow, or I guess we could fly there.
I might need a ride. Oh, actually, no, I don't.
I don't know if we want to stay here and keep watch, or if we want to just get out of here and alert people.
Well, in the short term, there's a dragon's hoard of treasure down in the acid.
Rome's really old, and plants are really old. Maybe the plants here could help us, Rome. Do you think you could ask them how to fix this? Do you think they might know?
They might. Although I believe I'll need some time to rest before I can ask the plants any details.
Well,
I wonder if they know how to fix it. If the Ashwood Elves if the purpose of the Ashwood Elves is to fix these sorts of things, then perhaps we reach out to them.
Yeah, I agree. We can always break it later if we need to.
My only fear is we don't do something in the short term. Are we leaving this door open? Like right now, it let in this rock prince guy, but if we don't do something to this wall, if we don't do something to that enchantment where it's pulling in all this negative stuff, are we leaving this door open to potentially worse things?
Is that the door from Shadowfire?
I have no idea. I'm metaphorical door. I'd say this is pulling. This enchantment is pulling energy from Shadowfell and manipulating these foci here to transmit it to the Emerald. That's probably how Sazerath was able to get in.
You know what, Roulette? I will agree to stand here and guard this until you guys return. Go get the elves.
We could also just sleep, and then I could send him a message. Or...
Could we try and plug the hole?
Toby, I was having a heroic moment there. Sacrificing myself.
You
Staying up
ha-
all
you-
night to guard this.
You can have only one for the day, and you got it by slaying your dragon. So
Jerry, you'd get so bored here, wouldn't you? No one to talk to?
That's true. I do have myself to talk to.
All right. I say we leave this temple and sleep because
not in here, certainly.
I can barely lift a piece of gold right now. Although I could lift a little bit out of the acid pool.
Nope. Yeah, I know the answer.
Does anyone see anything they want down there? I got one levitation left today.
Is there gold in there?
Yeah, there's lots of gold. Can anyone illuminate it? Are we out of illumination?
Toby will pick up a piece of rock and do a light cantrip, and then toss it down into the pit.
Pretty equivalent to the strength of what Roulette did earlier.
It's 20 by 20. 20 then.
Okay,
20
so maybe a little
cantrip.
stronger. A magical torch effectively being dropped in there. Yeah, as you toss it in, it sinks about 20 feet, and then the way it kind of hits the ground, it tilts and falls further in. Probably stops 40 feet away, and you can see this angled down tunnel, roughly a 45-degree angle that then goes more horizontal. A lot of shining coin down there.
And it's still as murky as it was before, like poison acid wise.
Yes, you can hear what are you doing with the light cantrip? What are you putting it on? A stone?
I took like a loose cobblestone, knowing it's acid, didn't want it to be too small to then get sizzled away too quickly.
You still hear it fizzle as it sinks into the water. You definitely know it is acidic.
We need like a big claw to like.
If we have a chest or something, if we have like a container,
I can manipulate this stuff tomorrow, I believe.
Oh.
I think
if we have a container, I could just scoop a little bit out right now.
Ooh, like a bowl, like a big rock bowl.
Literally anything like that. Even if it's really big, the bigger it is, the more I can scoop out. We just have to drop it in there. Do we have any chest or anything?
Do you got like big boulders that we could like whittle into a bowl?
Whittle.
I could certainly go and find some. Can we go and look for some boulders and roll them in?
No, that's gonna make it worse if we roll them in.
It would have to be hollow. Oh wait, I do have the shield. I have the shield I never use.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Scoop some out for right now.
Wait, do we have any extra shields in the bag before I use them?
I have an extra shield in the bag of holding that I will allow you to use.
Thank you. So I drop this shield in the acid, and I use Kair to guide it where I want, and then I'll use telekinetic movement. I have one left with my last side eye, and I'll just try to scoop as many little goodies as possible in the shield and levitate it back.
Okay. Using your telekinetic movement, what would normally be a sort of dex-based check you can make with intelligence. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
One day I need to get my intelligence above 16.
That's still pretty good.
That's true. Oh, I rolled a 19. 22.
That's really good. What is the maximum amount of weight you can lift?
A
with
large
telekinetic
object.
movement? A large object. Okay.
That's a lot of gold.
Okay.
Well, how much can
So I'm just going to estimate what can fit on a shield functionally. You feel like you can Kair it kind of into a pile, and you wedge it in there using all the force Kair avails to you, and then you telekinetic movement pull it.
It's literally the crane game, but with acid gold.
With a 22, I'll say, I want to mark this down. You obviously don't get all of it, but you get out of what is probably many shields worth of spread out coin, you get 852 copper.
Oh my god, I thought you were just gonna say gold.
678 silver, 378 gold, 2 platinum,
And another shield.
and 3 red garnet gemstones.
Garnet.
And you got above a 20 with an int check. I'll give you 1 additional gemstone that's down there.
Hey!
A beautiful purple gemstone that, when lifted into the light more, transitions to a blue turquoise hue. Those of understanding of jewelry, perhaps some of the posh, probably only Telperion might know that this is likely Alexandrite gemstone.
Alexandrite is really special because it, like, depending on the light, it turns green or red.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everybody. We killed a dragon. We have a shield full of good shit.
Yeah, but I want the rest of it.
We can get the rest tomorrow for certain.
I'd
But
say
like, can we dig like a trench and then like empty out this pit of like acid down the steps?
I bet the spellcasters can evaporate this tomorrow. Nearly.
I want the gold now, though.
because he's asking a mechanical question, do I think I could build dig a trough to siphon this water out? I'm guessing no, because I'd have to dig it deeper than the hole to get most of the water out.
Correct. Yeah, to create a siphon, you would also need to functionally build a vent pipe somewhere for air relief. So it would be a long-term project.
Also, Toby has cast these spells before. Water Walk allows to walk on any like liquid, but create and destroy water or control water. Do those? They say water, but I feel like it's lame if they also don't get the benefit of liquids.
Yeah, I mean, it would. Do. Sure. What's your intent here? You can certainly try to poke at the world in a way. You just might not know.
Intending to destroy water tomorrow with some first level spells and then control water with a fourth level spell, knowing that Water Walk has worked before on non-waters.
I'll give the very straightforward answer of whatever this liquid is, it's part water and part not water.
Jiri, I don't think there's a way we can get down there unless you're willing to dive in and get a little hurt. But I don't think we're getting in there today or tonight or whatever time of day it is. But I think we need to rest. I think we need a bit of shut eye somewhere. I think we just need to get the hell out of here and talk to people who are smarter than us and figure out what to do with this wall. Because come tomorrow, I either want to be fixing it or breaking it.
Okay. Hopefully nobody will steal our gold in the meantime, but yes, I agree. Sleeping would be good.
I don't think anyone's coming here anytime soon. It's only been free of a dragon for like 8 minutes.
No need to jinx it.
Knock on wood, and I knock on Roulette shield. Shall we evacuate?
Outside?
We gotta go find Aquilari. He's not dead. This is his horn, and we'll glue it back on.
I don't know. Blue? Maybe we could sew it back on.
He would probably grow another. But then he could maybe have 2.
Also, let's not forget we have many items we need to investigate.
Well, wait, hold on. If he doesn't want the horn, I got dibs on it.
No, I have it. It's okay.
I think Toby has it, actually.
No, I took it back.
I handed it back to Telperion after I used it.
But I said dibs first.
But Jiri, there's this cool ring that spellcasters can use that I can't use, so don't you want to dibs that instead?
No, but like, that's how dibs works.
What's great?
We can't change the rules now.
Tell you. We have so many items to investigate. We got a ring with spells. We got an amethyst necklace. We got a pearl.
Oh, I had the amethyst necklace.
There was also a scroll. I don't remember what it did.
Yeah.
I got emerald powder too.
Dibs.
Oh, dang it.
I'll trade you a horn for the powder.
We are having this conversation as we are,
Yes, we are
leaving.
Okay. You back out of this chamber, ascend the spiral staircase, and find yourself back in this space.
Does anyone feel like just destroying anything that gets on our way? Oh, there's Alfie.
Any noticeable difference here? So I'm Villette's going to be keeping an eye out, knowing that she assumes that the death of Sarzarinth hasn't done anything. I will be looking to confirm that as I go through.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Because you're trying to puzzle out intellectually what would happen, but you're looking for stimuli to clue you in. So, okay. As you guys walk past the emerald vessel sitting upon its stand, grasped in that draconic claw stand, you notice that still continues to spill with a red fluid that drips down and over it and down and preventing the poisonous gas in this space. You certainly can continue to move further and further. You're not seeing anything that clues you in on this place being different now that Sarzarinth is dead, until you see this fleshy form of one of the Sorrowsworn that you had fought, because it is no longer a huge object, or a large object rather. It is rather about an inch high, thick, black, gooey puddle that is steaming. And then you see amongst the other chaos of many smaller creatures that you guys had fought, no puddles remaining at all, but steam just sort of drifting in the air and dissipating.
I think we cleansed at least the bottom half of this place. Let's keep getting out of here.
As you guys continue to leave, that suspicion is just further confirmed. Any of the Sorrowsworn individuals that were medium size or smaller are completely gone. No trace of their remains. Likely will happen to that larger creature as well, should time be left to pass. And then you guys find yourself back here. And no large, imposing tar fiend individual seems to be stalking the landscape currently.
Can I check like the tar level? Does it look like it has started to lower at all?
That will be a... If you were doing this in like a lab of some kind, it could be intelligence-based, but that's going to be a survival check in this case.
Sure.
Sort of analyzing the surroundings of things that might be tar stained that previously weren't, for example.
Wow.
Nat 20. You very quickly identify about an inch or two of around all the base of the wooden, or rather stone construction walls, columns, all is stained black, but no tar currently exists there. It is disappearing.
I think whatever we did worked with killing Sarzarin. This tar shit probably what made up all those Sarasworn down there. I think it's going away.
Can Rome take a kind of a branch or a finger or whatever and stick it in the sludge to see if it's becoming a little bit less reactive?
Go ahead and make a Yeah, that could be a survival check as well. Are you taking a branch from your form or like okay.
Yes.
You almost out of fear pull your finger out, your sort of branch-like form out too quickly to determine useful information as you do take 1 point of acid damage. But you're not sure if it's less corrosive or the same as what you expected previously.
Wait, so we have to get across this again?
Anyone have any ideas?
I have a 10-foot telekinesis.
We could have just used all of our wind sails.
I'm just floating across. Jerry kicks his boots off and just like hovers across by himself. See you guys.
Utilizing your spell to do so.
Yes.
Okay. And is that you get to cast that once for free, or does that utilize a
once a day for free?
Okay.
But I will take a rope with me so it stretches across.
Okay. Certainly welcome to do that.
We could wind sail.
Most of us could win sail.
I'm not in a jump climbing mood. I'm gonna
Jiri, I've got the other end of Jiri's rope here. Hold on a second.
We could give you Jiri's wind sail.
I'm just gonna climb up and tie it to this dragon head thing again, where we tied it the last time.
Could I ask a game question real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can a giant eagle carry people?
You would think a giant eagle that is a large creature could hold one medium or smaller creature rather adeptly, because you can functionally ride a mount one size larger than you. It would be hindered, but it could potentially carry more than one.
Okay. Rome is going to transform into a giant eagle with her last wild shape and like kind of uses her wing to like move Roulette onto her back, and then she flies across the sap.
Oh, thank you, Rome. Whee!
All right, Roulette riding Rome's eagle form.
And she goes back to get the others and kind of takes like multiple trips.
Okay. That is very doable. Rome easily, with the form of a large eagle, can shuffle back and forth.
Lovely.
Guys, I love floating. I've decided I'm never going to walk again. I'm going to float everywhere.
Thank you, Rome. Do we... was this the front door to the place?
It was functionally the sort of main entrance you saw available to investigate this ruin from. And as you sort of begin to exit, you can certainly see the diffused low-level daylight through the thick fog above, illuminating the space out in front of you.
We just like shout for Aquilari?
I do think he will sense the absence of Sazarinth and potentially come investigate. We could just return to where we camped last night, if it wasn't far.
Oh, that wasn't that far, was it?
About an hour you traveled from your resting place to here. However, as all of you guys begin to exit this space, Toby, Rama, and Rome, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
That's not good.
I just want to see what I would have rolled. Jesus, Toby.
Rather high on both counts. You guys leave the front door, and you see
What?
the sky looks darker, more soot stained. There's more ash in the air, until you realize you push past that and it's not more ash. There's less fog.
It's nighttime.
And you look at it and just thick ash is continuing to drift off and fall amongst this whole landscape from that undead tree at the top of the citadel, now more visible with the fog disintegrating slowly but consistently.
So we didn't make that worse, we just made the other thing go away, so now it looks worse.
The fog has dispersed. Now we can see all the ash falling.
Maybe that thing is like dying.
Diminished, not dispersed.
Or like, I mean, it's already kind of evil, but like evil dying, you know what I mean?
I think even if we went up there and checked out the tree, it's just a symptom of the sequence we saw done in the dungeons, right?
That might be how people, or like the visual of this source of one's positive energy, but the source of it, the like root of it, is down there.
I'm saying it's like it's super ashy right now because it's like the tree's going away, you know.
It was ashy before, we just couldn't see it through the fog.
Oh.
As well.
Maybe we could chop this tree down.
I think that would just be as bad as changing the sequence or breaking it. Just if our intention was to nullify the magic, not repair it.
I think we should camp here. I don't want to get too far away. You know what I mean? Keep your enemies close.
And we could also try and get up on some of the stone and not be resting on the gross earth. Because it was like a tiered structure.
Indeed, yes.
We still have an eagle friend.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get off this gross ground.
Fly us up, Rome.
I'm tired of tar.
If Rome can get us up like one tier, we'd at least be off the forest floor, I'd say, and just solid ground kind of thing.
Maybe we could start a fire and maybe Aqualaria will see that fire. Smoke signals.
Ooh.
Well, by morning, Toby can contact him. Them.
Contact Aquilari if we want to contact some of the Ithilwinge. Contact King Mordecai. Let him know that we at least defeated the beast. I mean, presumably he's out of the picture for long enough to get a solution.
I think even if you're as powerful as Sazerath was, reconstituting your body on a different plane and then making your way back will take more than 8 hours.
Oh, certainly.
I say let's just get some sleep. Let's get some sleep.
I'll get some. Also, be ready to potentially speak with dead. I know there's a few opportunities today where that could have been useful.
But also, let's not forget, as we go to sleep,
no, Critter.
no one is dead.
Did not mean to click an initiative tracker if that just popped up. Absolutely unintentional.
Yeah. No one is dead. No one was revived from the dead. And we just killed an acid shadow dragon. So we go to bed proud and tired, but very proud more than tired.
Oh yeah, we gotta write this story down before we forget what happened.
When you write the story, will dragons start with a J? As
Probably.
you are Jajiri, Jarl Jaland, Dragon Slayer.
Well, I'm not gonna write it. I'm gonna dictate it to Roulette.
Of course, I got it.
So do we go up all the way to the top of the tree, or just like midway up the structure?
Just
No,
like the
I
first
just-
like stepping of the pyramid.
We're gonna roost up there.
All right, and whoever is on watch duty also was going to have to swap the ash off the top of the tent.
Periodically.
We camp.
You camp. You ascend a few of the dilapidated stone staircases that are rather grand. You elevate yourselves a full 15 feet up off the ground to the first widest tier of this ziggurat-esque citadel structure. As you guys identify a location sort of between two large mirrored staircases, there's sort of a nice alcove right there that might function nicely. Are you guys intending to set up a campfire?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Campfire, and let's try to communicate with smoke signals.
Okay.
Order.
With that, I'll go ahead and move us here. Sort of at the base level of this citadel structure, with a campfire started. Is there anything anyone wants to specifically do as a long rest is functionally begun?
Laying out the objects that we've acquired, so I can try to tune one while we sleep.
You want me to check what these are first in the morning before you go tuning them?
Toby can fix curses.
I'd like to try and save curse removal potentially for that magic down there. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it works, I guess, if that's how Roulette was saying.
Delpire and I wouldn't mess around with curses.
But I haven't been cursed yet. You make it look so fun.
Oh, trust me, it's not.
Well, I also can't even... You have the amethyst. It doesn't require attunement.
I don't know what this thing does, but I'm wearing it.
The beautiful crystal ring. I don't know who has it, but it's in my hand right now. Spellcasters. There's a magic ring here. I'm not going to hold it anymore because I don't care
I
about
will
it.
take it. I have it. I also have the spell scroll of transmutation magic, which I don't know what it does.
We also...
I believe Jiri and Rome could both understand and puzzle out the magic of it. It is Investiture of Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry took that. It is currently in his tabby pocket.
I take out the elven chain shirt. I have a feeling I'm not going to want this. But here's some elven chain.
Toby lifts up his shirt and then looks at all his busted up chain.
Yeah.
If that's up for sale, I'd like to.
We should just check it out. I think it might be... Could only else wear it? I don't know.
Why don't I can just check these in the morning.
We can check out the morning. I'm just excited. We've had these for weeks and we haven't been able to check them.
We've had this for 36 hours.
We've had these for
Tell Pyrian if you're willing to trance at some point. I just would like to not watch first. I am just gonna.
I'll watch first.
Fall asleep.
Why don't you all fall asleep?
And Toby does not spend much time poking around.
Okay, Toby falls into sleep rather quickly, if allowed to do so. Who else is doing what?
Jiri will waste an hour trying to make smoke signals, like with his Tavi over the fire.
Yeah. With the Tavi and some use of gust to further ignite flame and quench it. You can certainly try to create smoke signals. I think that'll be a survival check.
What sort of signals are you trying to send?
With a 16, you're not sure of the sort of intelligence base, knowledge base of what different smoke patterns might mean, but you are able to rather confidently warp the smoke to your whim, not forming things as intricate as a pony jumping through the night sky, but you can whirl it into a torrent of spiraling energy. You can push it and pull it so that it kind of creates a zigzagging sinusoidal wave of smoke. You can do some basic smoke changes.
Okay, guys, I signaled the location. Aqualaria will know where we are based on these signals. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Rome also goes to sleep.
Okay.
Roulette will go to sleep while looking at Alfie's page in the Tome of the Dragon's Horse.
Okay. Roulette, normally I don't. I like to see what you guys poke around and try and do, but functionally, I believe you can reconstruct your battlesmith over the course of a long rest. So functionally, utilizing that scrap metal, and you still can get your long rest in, but that's just the duration of time you think it will take to fix Alfie into a steel defender once more.
Okay. I'll say that I was like studying whatever schematics I had plus the drawings, and I can analyze what's broken and then use my long rest to at some point when I wake up, I will pull him out and poop him out.
Understood.
I'll keep watch. I'm gonna start though. I want to hang out with Horn, Aquilari's Horn, and I want to just like study it, vibe with it, unattune my Elvish cloak, and see if anything happens if I try to attune the horn while hanging out with it.
Make an intelligence check for me, or Arcana specifically, rather.
Same thing
with disadvantage.
Oh, well, it's hard to get lower than a 7. Yeah, 10.
10 total.
Yeah,
with disadvantage. Arcana.
Yep.
You begin to study it, and it is a beautiful piece of fairy biology, and you can tell it's humming with magic. And you think you begin pushing your mind into it, and you think you can attune to something like this. However, in order to do so, it's almost sending a natural puzzle into your mind that you don't have the training yet to solve. You think this requires attunement by someone that knows how to cast magic. So it is not attunable by you right now.
Sounds good. I don't do anything. I guess I'll spend the
I'll
rest.
say that functionally takes an hour of attempt. For your final, I guess you'll do a 3-hour left shift of watch, because you do a 4-hour shift usually. Go ahead and make a perception check for your watch.
Nat 20. 23 total.
Wow.
Look at the moon.
6 feet. 2 ogres.
Oh, it was your moon dice. That's cool. Because it's also functionally like early afternoon in world right now. Let's shift to let's go this music. You take your watch vigilantly. Something's not sitting right with you. You sort of get up to shake whatever this sort of unease is. And for whatever reason, you think you heard it's just a tree creak. But something about it caught your attention, because it didn't come from just like outward in the vicinity. It came from upward. And you kind of shift your attention toward the massive, several 100-foot high tree looming over this whole space, whose ash is drifting out to the branches of other trees around it. And you swear you heard movement higher up on the citadel, the sound of active creaking.
At this point, I've short rested, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly upward to better see what I'm looking at or hearing.
Okay. Utilizing your bonus action, flying upward, if you end your turn functionally in the air, you would fall. Is there a specific location you're intending to land on?
I guess just a tier or 2 up, like 80 feet up, because I have 80 feet of flight. So because I've also reattuned my Griffin's cloak. So just 80 feet up, like going up a tier.
The staircases you guys are sort of camped within ascend at a 45 or greater angle and ascend multiple tiers. So you're able to get visual and you're able to keep going up the stairs a little bit. And I'll just say, yeah, I'll just show you really the map. We'll say you can functionally find a landing spot that's not at the top, but you're able to jet up and then sort of get a glimpse and then return back down safely. Give me one more perception check just to see. You know what? Normally I would ask that, but with a nat 20, I'll just I'll honor the 20 because that is meaningful. And as I reveal the rest of the map, you can see functionally the picture doesn't necessarily do it full justice, but you can see the rest of the top of the ziggurat, including the massive tree jutting out from it that the stones seem to have been built around to facilitate its existence without killing it off. And noticeably, there seem to be creatures here, 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 and here. They're sort of just standing still near the base of this tree, not the true base, whose base is deep under the surface of the citadel, but the trunk. And they're all just sort of huddling and swaying. And you can see their jagged, broken, necrosis-infested forms remind you of almost Rome for a moment before you realize they're darker. There are multiple defiled, dark dryads up at the top, just sort of not even looking at the tree, just facing the tree and swaying and cricking and creaking.
All right.
And then you see something and you hear a familiar creak up toward the top, like the bough of a tree breaking. And right before it breaks, a form falls from it, emerging from the tree limb and falling 200 feet onto the top of this ziggurat here. Another one. And it breaks. But after it lands, it knits itself back together, slowly stands up, and slowly hobbles over to join the others, and just sort of stands there, swaying, facing the tree. Eerily close to your band of party members, only less than 100 or so feet away, at an angle, but dark creatures existing up above.
All right. Not gonna fuck with that. I will descend by the stairs back to my group.
Okay.
And I will wake up everybody. And talk it over.
Functionally, everyone at this point could have had a short rest, but not yet a long rest.
And everyone can go back to sleep if necessary, but I'm going to poke everyone awake and warn everyone about what I just saw and just give a summary of the dark creatures that are up there. I don't know if we want to stay here. We could move inside and rest. We could move further out. Or whoever's keeping watch next could just be, maybe we should have 2 people being extra vigilant.
Did they seem aggressive?
No.
There?
I also wasn't trying to be very sneaky, because I didn't think there was going to be anything up there. I don't know if they saw me, but regardless, they were very transfixed by the tree, and either this is something that happens regularly, or Sazera's absence is on awaking something. So, I mean, personally, if you all want to keep resting here, I don't want to interrupt what we started. But we need to be on very careful guard.
Out atop you, all of you, where the ash has been drifting from the branches, a surge of dark black energy pushes out like fog and then is gone. Ash continuing to drift in the air.
What did we do? I don't think we did something bad by killing Sazerac. It's so...
I say we get some rest here, and whoever's awake, keep your eyes up to the top of the ziggurat. Those things weren't in advance of us.
What is sleeping in your armor impose?
Not restful sleep for anyone medium armor or up. If you're in light armor, you can sleep fine. But if you want to maintain your AC bonus, you do not gain the benefits of exhaustion reduction. I think you get your health back, your spell slots back, other items recharge, but you don't ward off exhaustion if you're sleeping in armor.
Do we want to sleep in our armor tonight? Or it's not even technically night. I mean, we're just trying to recoup.
Sure, I think that makes sense. I think we all just need to kind of sit around for a bit and get our strength back. But I think, yeah, whoever's awake, just keep an eye up those stairs, and if you see something, wake up the rest of us, and we get out of here. Roulette goes back to sleep.
Toby will wait to make sure Telperian's good to keep going. And then
Telperian is good to keep going.
And Toby will sleep in his armor.
Okay. Is everyone else doffing their armor like they would typically, functionally reducing their AC, but to get a full benefit of rest? Or are you interested in taking the penalty of exhaustion, but maintaining AC at this time?
Oh, I will, Roulette will doff her stuff.
Okay, so...
Yeah, trying to get a good night's sleep.
Okay. Tobirama being a little cautious, but the rest of you, business as usual. Okay. Understood. Telperian's watch will continue. I am curious what he will do as his watch continues. That being said, the rest of you are all able to drift off into sleep. Is there anything specifically that anyone's dreaming about?
As Toby drifted off, he would have been thinking about the members of the Sertamora he had met personally, and kind of pondering the question of, like, he didn't know that they extended their influence like that, where this Shadowfell native person seemingly was also...
As you are contemplating that and you drift off to sleep, make a I want it to be wisdom based. Yeah, just make a generic wisdom check for me. 19. You fall into sleep peacefully. The dark space taking your consciousness, your unconsciousness, silver mist, cool and comforting, surrounding you. And you see it pull in a direction like a stream of a river. And you see a form in it just drift along and out of view. With your high passive perception, similarly to how you saw many souls floating along the river in the fugue plain in your brief stint there, this seemed to be a soul returning in true death. and it reminded you of the Shadarkai individual.
I'll see if I can drift over to it and keep pace with it.
It is constantly flowing rather rapidly. You're welcome to sprint and try and keep up with it. Is there anything you're trying to do?
Hello? Can you hear me? I'll try and see if it responds to me calling for it.
No response. And it's horizontal, not drifting upright like it had been. It's not moving of its own accord, beckoning you somewhere. It's more floating horizontally in a river of energy. You call out and there is no response.
And I'll slow down and come to a stop and let it drift peacefully. And look around and just be confused why I was able to kind of witness this.
You remain confused, but otherwise, unless there's anything else you try to do in this moment of lucidity, your consciousness will collapse into sleep again. Telperion, we moved to Tobirama's dream momentarily before we got back to what are you doing with the remainder of your watch? Now that you know creatures are above, you have perhaps an hour and a half to 2 hours left of watch. Anything specific you're doing?
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna let my attention waver now that I know there's actively stuff going on. So I'm just going to really keep like a fixed eye and ear upward. Trying not to lose focus on watching if anything moves over the sides or descends at us.
You're being attentive. You're not diverting your awareness elsewhere, so we'll honor the nat 20. Over the course of the next hour, you hear a couple more thuds, an increased volume of creaking activity. But your watch completes. Who do you rouse for the next shift?
Toby, most watchful among us. Toby, it's getting more creaky. I'm very nervous. I don't even think you should do watch alone right now. But I don't.
I can get up and stay up with Toby.
Okay, I'll wake both of you then. And then maybe you can have Roulette and Jiri finish it out. Although, wait, Rome, now that you're awake, there's the Dryads up there. I don't know. Just seem kind of like your people.
I wonder if we can try and establish some communication with them.
I think once we're all full up.
Did it?
Yeah, once we're up, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and camouflage myself and hide, so that I have a better vantage point of observing them.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth, along with whatever benefits it grants. Do you have advantage? Probably. You're certainly proficient / expert. 21, pretty good. Okay. You feel rather camouflaged, your bark-like appearance almost fading into charcoal grays and other colors that match the stone you stand around, looking almost statuesque rather than your probably preferred natural state. But you feel rather successfully camouflaged. Are you hoping to scout the sort of top of the area?
Yeah, just to like kind of observe, like try and come to a conclusion around like what they're doing. Are they like watching us? Are they like working on something?
I'll say to get that information, I'm going to take the liberty of shifting you up and around the corner to see through this large gate stone archway so that you can see in the direction of those creatures over there. And Telperion had described 4 or so. And now there are closer to 10. And they all seem to be huddled, not densely close to each other, a few feet apart, each of them, all just sort of swaying in the gentle breeze, staring, facing the trunk of this tree, and occasionally just like moving a sudden sporadic tree-like branch creaking movement. Go ahead and make a nature check. Yes, nature. This would be intelligence based. Ooh, that one. They're just staring at the tree in unison. No idea why they might be behaving in this way. They definitely, you identify them as, yes, these are dryads or were dryads. They look fouler than their intended purpose. As fey, wild nature creatures, you as a being are almost sculpted in a dryad-esque sense. You are not a dryad, but they are very similar to you in form and almost in purpose. They see to the natural state of the Feywild's nature.
I'm gonna head back down and converse with Toby and suggest perhaps Toby, they can be healed and they're just possessed by this place.
Well, that tree is pretty large. Is it uncommon for dryads to take up root in the same tree? Because how you've described them seems familiar to one we've seen before.
Rome, I'll let you make a different check on this version of this when this question is posed. Go ahead and make a history check. Still intelligence based, but this is a different type of information you might be trying to recall.
The different
Wow.
ones.
20.
You didn't gauge their behavior as odd. You didn't see anything naturally that suggested spores in the air making them behave this way, poisonous roots. Like, it just looks like a dead charcoal ashen tree, like you've already discerned previously. But with Toby Ram asking about it being one large tree, it does kind of click in your mind of, whoa. Dryads are generally bound to a single tree, almost as once as punishment, but then as history has gone on, as choice. Spirits from the Feywild that would fall in love with mortal beings from the prime material plane would be almost punished for doing so long ago and bound to a tree. But in more recent histories, even including the last time you were awake, things have changed since then. Spirits from the Feywild come of their own volition to this plane, binding themselves to a tree to protect an area radius around that location. Why many dryads are focused on a single tree rather than being bound, almost tethered to individual trees in the expansive environment around you is very odd to you. There's something about this tree that is compelling them.
Do I feel compelled by the tree?
Not right now.
Okay. Perhaps when this tree was once living, it had this following of dryads, and with this blight has caused the tree to die, and those that worship it to wither as well.
Well, there's also, this was the source of a wide expanse of replenishment. Maybe they're here wondering why they're not being replenished, and they know to come to this tree.
Perhaps. I think the only way we'll be able to find out is if we can get closer to the tree and investigate it, but also to get the elves here as well. Perhaps they'll know how to restore them.
I'll see if I can gain some wisdom in the morning from my from Kelemvor, and see if he has any idea, because this is, at least with Sarzarinth's occupation, is certainly of note to him. So I'll see if he has any advice on how to fix this. Oh, jeez.
As you guys discuss, just as you're conversating, you hear about 3 more impacts on stone in a slightly increased volume and creaking.
In what direction are those coming from?
Same location you saw the rest of them. They're seemingly appearing out of the branches of this tree and falling to the top of the citadel. So upward and behind you guys from where you guys are discussing. Your camouflage state certainly did not seem to gather the notice of any of those creatures, but they continue to exist up there, and more of them are joining together for some reason.
Well, whatever it is that they're doing, it seems like more and more attracted to it. So I'm tempted to get closer. At this point, I will have regained my full health. Like everything should be returned, right? Is long
Not yet. Not yet. You had made it through 4 hours of a long, short rest, but a long rest is only complete at the end of 8 hours. You've slept for 6 and have done light activity for 2. So you have not completed a short rest quite yet.
Is there
a long rest quite yet?
Is there any weak points in this wall so that we could get a little bit closer, or I could try and get a little?
You're able to see through this archway what's in front of you to the creatures out in the expanse. So it's not even, you could identify weak points in the stone wall, but you're able to functionally, this space is freely travelable, going under an archway and continuing to this sort of courtyard elevated at the top of this citadel.
What do you think, Toby? Should we try and get it closer or leave them be?
I think I don't know, my instinct is that the good we could do lies at the bottom of the temple, and this is where its effects are made manifest. So I think this tree is dead because of the reversed spell down there. So I think getting to the heart of this is still down there, but I don't know that that's true.
And they're not making any noises? There's no...
They're continuing. They're not discussing. There's no conversation happening. No discernible grunts, noises that they're intending to make. Just their forms creaking. Their blighted ashen bark shedding bits of dust and cracking occasionally.
So you're better at slinking around in the shadows if you want to go take a look. I'd rather
I'm gonna
be ready to alert the group. I'm
gonna stealth forward and kind of keep along the edges of the wall, in the shadows, to get close.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and just plot a little bit of trajectory. As you hug the outskirts of this ringed citadel structure, you hear another one, and you're close enough now to see what's happening. Another one falls right here, not noticing you, your continued stealth from earlier. But you see a bough snap and fall limp, but not fully break and sever enough to fall to the ground. But out of it forces its way this dried charcoal husk that then just falls and then moves to join the others. None of the others seem to react to the arrival of another one. But you know, dryads can tree stride. They can travel intentionally through trees. These aren't falling from the tree because they're being created. They are traveling here from other locations. For who knows what reason. And they all seem to be rotated and focused on a specific point. You may need to get closer to find out what they're looking at or investigate closer what's happening at the tree if it's of note.
I mean, I still want to stay within the shadows, so maybe I move like here at first. And
Okay.
Then... Is that another stealth roll?
You can move here. I'll move you to here without requiring another stealth roll. That's about as close as you feel comfortable getting before needing to double down on your quiet effort. Still a little too far to determine what could be so of interest to these creatures. Everything looks dark over in this direction. It's hard to even see the form of the tree as it's just this looming massive shadow.
I'm gonna try and get closer.
Okay, I do want another stealth roll. And with this proximity, it's no longer going to be ruled by their passive perception, but I'm going to give a single perception check. Unless are you wearing a boot or a cloak of elven kind? Because one of those imposes disadvantage on their check, but I don't think the other one does, or maybe they both do.
No, I'm wearing the cloak, which does that. Her boots do not do that.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
going to...
Okay,
Mine
so
has a
they will not have disadvantage on this.
I don't have... Oh, Nature's Mantle. Nature's Mantle just allows me to bonus action.
Stealth has a bonus action, yeah.
Oh, +7's really
You
hard.
move forward enough to see it's unnaturally dark at the front of that tree. And leaning in closer, you see wisps of shadow energy flowing from it as if from a crack, a wound in this tree. And as you're leaning in, one of your feet branches just gave and creaked. And all of the creatures turn and look at you.
Oh, Jesus.
And I need you all to roll initiative in this moment.
It's too late.
As I
use a...
It's too late.
No.
Yes, it is too late for yeah. And I need to go find a song real quick.
Bio break time?
Yes, this would be a great time for a bio break, yeah.
Jeez.
That'll give me more time to locate a song. No sorries. You gained information there. It was just a risk.
Yeah.
Can we go back to what Jiri was dreaming about after this, whatever happens?
Yeah, absolutely we can. Yeah, we'll keep the turn order up, but we won't get to combat right when we come back. We'll go back to a different thing.
Maybe there's a way for us to like deceive our way out of this. I gotta think about this one.
Talk your way out, yeah.
Where is... Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay. Be back in a second. Or a few minutes.
I do? Question for you.
Yeah.
Way back when we first fought something that looked like these things, I'm pretty sure I had used my Eyes of the Grave. Had the Dark Dryad pinged that?
I cannot specifically remember what Chris Kennedy confirmed or denied at that time. So I'm going to basically overwrite what I said there. Maybe it lines up, but no. They did not specifically ping you as undead.
Gotcha.
Maybe these things aren't hostile.
I mean,
Or maybe they are.
we rolled initiative. I feel like they gotta be kind of mean.
Hola.
Hola. So we will pick back up not where we just left off.
5 years later.
But somewhere else.
Get tone right now.
I'm overkill.
Jiri, when you drifted off into sleep, what are you dreaming about?
So, at a certain point in Jury's like sleeping, he would have wanted, like, kind of subconsciously, maybe prodded to like reach out with his like consciousness, this to observe other sleeping creatures, and he'd kind of be pointed towards peeking into Rome's dreams, but Rome's not there, so he'll poke and prod at Roulette instead to see if he can kind of, I don't know, just observe what she's dreaming, see into her own dreams almost.
You almost seem to be in your dream. You like wake up sitting amongst this campfire with your friends and allies, but Rome's gone. And you almost feel like you're floating above your own body. And you hear a voice in your head. Wait, Jiri, how did you just do that? What did you just do?
I have no idea. What am I doing? Floating? I always float.
No. Her. In your face, your vision is almost forced to roulette. There was just an enormous surge of my power directed toward her through your eyes. How did you manage that?
That's my friend Roulette. I was curious what she's dreaming about. I bet she's got cool dreams. She's probably dreaming about Elfie or something like that. Or maybe her home. I don't know. I'm just curious.
I tried to gaze into her dream just the previous night, and I was only able to gather scraps, not able to fully peer in. And perhaps my own power was incomplete. It certainly seems more potent when you hone its focus. Let us try together. Try and do what you just did again, and we'll both focus on this roulette.
Sure thing, Dad. You got it.
And Jiri will again and focus his intent on peering into Roulette's dream, seeing what she's thinking about or dreaming about in this moment.
Tobirama, Rome just went up to scout, but Jiri just kind of rolled in his sleep a little bit, and there seems to be steam pouring from his body. Jiri, unintentionally, you have just cast a spell that you've never cast before, utilizing the hex metal's assistance. You have just done something. You tried to do it, but the effect was almost unintentional. How do you do this spell? What happens, and what does Roulette need to do, or what does she see?
I almost feel like the steam that's billowing out of like Jiri like kind of forms a shadow, and this like shadow like mingles its way towards her and kind of just like seeps into her, like maybe crawls on top of her, like and like enters into her mouth or something like that, or like something like that. And Jiri, I guess in his dream state, just like attempts to like merge his dream with Roulette's dream, but in this moment more so just peering into her dreams, not trying to manipulate or change them, just trying to see and observe.
At this moment, your consciousness fades entirely, but you still hear the voice say, further. Yes, we're in. And your vision begins to brighten. Roulette, what are you currently dreaming about, if anything specifically?
As he enters my dream state, there'd be probably two layers to it. One, like my REM sleep of reliving the past hour of treachery and fighting and everything else. But actual dreams that she's having, and I'm going to dive into this. You actually, it's this somewhat similar landscape to the first one you saw, because you saw her climbing the mountains outside of Storm's Edge. This time she's down in like a valley of those mountains, and you see kind of it's like an infinite flat landscape. You can see the mountains in the background. You can never get closer to them, but there's mountains like on every horizon, and you're surrounded by like an endless series of what look like crafting or work desks, and you would probably run into Roulette at one table, and then she's going to another table, and back to a different table, and each table has a unique set of tinkering tools, basic tinkering tools that she's working on, and she's just running around to all the different tables, working and stopping and pausing and thinking and working and running around.
Jiri, as you're seeing this solidify into crystal clear vision, you feel like you are here with her. She hasn't seemed to notice you, but how do you enter the scene right now?
I'll head over to like the nearest table and like stand on the opposite end of it and just like wait for Roulette to like make another pass to like get to this table. And see
Roulette, as you are moving from table to table, you turn around. There's Jiri standing right there on top of a table in your dream. You have a strange sense of lucidity right now and can't help but notice Jiri's shadow is much darker, thick, pitch black, Vanta black, and wreathing like flame on the ground where it is cast. But Jiri seems to be in your dream with you right now.
Jerry, you're actually the perfect person I need right now. I need to test something out. Do me a favor, hold this, and I will it's basically a carbon copy of one of the rocks that that I was lighting up in the basement. Hold that for a second, and I'll run over to a different table, and I will do one of my sound tinkering imbuements to it so that it's making the sound. And Jiri, I apologize. This is just kind of the most appropriate one, I think. It's going to be making like the sound of wolves howling, but it's still just a little rock, just making that noise. Jiri, how strong are you right now, and wherever we are right now?
Oh, like very strong, but man, this sounds like you're having a nightmare right now. Roulette, if there's wolves, if you're thinking about making wolf sounds, I don't know.
Okay, let me change it. I'll change it to be like puppies yipping instead of wolves. So I will change that. Jiri, do me a favor. Don't worry, they're not wolves.
Okay.
Take these two. Can you push them together?
Probably. Let me try. I'm really strong. And I'll try.
Jiri, what do you subconsciously cause to happen when you do this?
Whatever roulette is like telling me to do. I'm almost in this this mindset where it's just like, oh, helping roulette with her tinkering as always. I'm usually like holding lights and like fetching her like tools and like testing things out, right? So just like again, just trying to do whatever she says.
Okay, you do so, in hand whatever the finished product is back to roulette, and you hear a voice in your head say, we have power here. Indulge her if you wish, but paint how you see appropriate. But you're welcome to continue. Roulette, Jiri has just handed back to you. Did you ask him to combine two stones into functionally a larger stone?
Two stones that were doing two different tinkering actions into one object doing two tinkering actions.
Just as expected, the result is that.
Jiri would see Roulette light up in 1 second, hold this in her hand, and then she's running off to a different table to start tinkering on something else, probably.
Roulette, maybe you should calm down. Maybe take one project at a time.
There's no such thing as one project, Jiri. Everything is the same project. It's just getting my brain bigger. And she's at a different table.
Jiri will make all the other tables vanish except for the one she's at.
They vanish.
Oh.
Anything
Roulette,
else?
you need to focus. One at a time. I'll bring back the other ones once you're done with this.
Jiri, how did you do that?
Good work.
I don't know, Roulette. This doesn't feel like real life.
What if you just hear what if and the sound of a storm overhead rumbles. Oh, yes. My power is limited, but through your direction, Jiri, this can be our domain. For a time, harmless to her. but we can show her anything. She could help us.
Okay, let's let her finish this problem first and then come back later. Not too much at once, Dad.
And Roulette, you hear Jerry say that out loud.
I don't hear critter voice though.
You do not hear critter voice. And then Jiri, do you begin to fade out of the dream?
Yeah, at this point, right, I've helped her. We've established a connection. So yeah, Jiri will start to leave Roulette with kind of just one topic to focus her memory or her like intent on while she's sleeping.
You begin to turn, walking away into darkness, falling back into gentle sleep, but Roulette still within your dream. You look back at Jiri and he is walking away and fading, but his shadow's not walking with him. And rising from the ground, like stone floor catching in Vanta Black flame, rising into a 10-foot tall form of just writhing pitch black flame, you hear a voice. Do aid him when he next requests it, won't you? And I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, jeez.
And as you push a puzzled look to whatever just said that to you, it vanishes and you continue your work into your dream. Toby Rama, you began to see this effect of power flowing from Jiri into Roulette, and all of a sudden it has stopped.
I was gonna ask because, I don't know if this is the case, but dreams move at an accelerated rate, so Toby wouldn't have let a long period of time go by with these shadowy tendrils reaching out to Roulette.
And as you move toward Roulette to wake her, make sure she's okay from whatever is happening right now, Rome, all of these creatures have just put their focus toward you, and they say, "Intruders!" All of them in unison, one voice. And we will go into our initiative. Jiri, you wake from sleep. Your spell having been completed, you have been drained of that spell slot in this moment. This echoing voice of dozens of voices in the environment seem to just yell, "Intruders!" And you hear it too, and you wake. Your spell being done, your mental state being almost lightened. You are able to wake, and you just see Toby Rama sitting and Roulette and Telperion trancing and sleeping right next to you. What do you do in this moment?
Oh no, where's Rome? Rome, where are you?
Oh, she's up above.
Oh, she probably needs our help. Let's go, Toby.
And I'll try to just start moving in that direction.
Okay. You're
Do
welcome
I have to.
to
These stairs?
half speed to get up from your resting state. So yes, you will need to get to the stairs and then ascend them.
All right, I'll take the dash action.
Okay.
So was it?
We'll say it burned 20 to stand up. You can move 20, and then you can dash your full movement of 40. So you can cover 60 feet of movement here.
So about that.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
All right, so I dash there.
Okay, making your way up. Roulette, your dream just stopped, but you are currently still sleeping. Rome, all of these creatures have just in unison shifted their attention toward you. What do you do?
I say, beings, children of the cosmos, bear down your arms in aggression. I am Rome. I felt compelled to this place like you and just arrived. I'm not familiar with the nature of this place. Please, someone help me understand why I've been summoned here.
You just hear in response, intruder. And they begin to move forward. Your plea for conversation seemingly falling on deaf ears.
I guess to create space between them and me, I'm going to produce flame and kind of, actually, no, I like crack my thorn whip at them to keep them away from me.
Okay. Is thorn whip, you're able to certainly crack it towards something. The nearest creature toward you is this one. Are you attempting to attack it? You may need to move in closer depending on what the range of that is.
No, I don't want to attack it. I want them to see me as not an intruder. I just want to keep
Okay. Okay. I'll give you an persuasion, or you can, honestly, it's just the attempt to make a connection. So not a specific skill, but charisma, but it will be at disadvantage. A charisma check at disadvantage.
Okay.
2 nat 20s.
Also, Critter, just for movement's sake, the spot right next to Rome is a doorway, right?
It is another archway, yes. 14. You called out your plea. You're not sure if you think there's any version of them listening to you or not.
Are they still moving towards me?
They are in unison. Like every motion seems similar. Like they're being puppeted by the same puppeteer. Every motion seems connected.
You're all possessed. Perhaps you're misguided. Don't come for me. I am not your foe. And I like back away from through the doorway.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself. Anything with a bonus action? We'll say the action was kind of trying to compel them in with use of the thorn whip.
I don't have a bonus action, so that's
okay.
All.
Okay. That will do it for Rome. Toby Rama, it is your turn.
I will.
You were just about to wake up the sleeping roulette when all of this happened.
So I don't know if this is a bonus action / just general use of a turn. I'll just shout, Roulette, Telperion, up! Rome needs our help. And take the dash action.
Okay. We'll say with a shout, they can begin to rouse.
Is that viable?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay, let me make sure I get the right square.
You were already awake and up, so certainly no need to stand up from a sleeping position.
That's my turn.
Anything with a bonus? Okay. Creatures all move toward Rome. This is going to get a little tricky to see.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to start kind of moving. I'm not going to abuse their movement, but I'm just going to more quickly start moving them all in that direction. And Rome, I need you to please make a strength saving throw with disadvantage, as many of these creatures reach into the ground, their roots penetrating the stone, and not undead, but deadened, ashened roots begin to emerge from the space you're standing in and try and grapple onto you as they cast the Entangle spell.
Well, I rolled a
Okay. You are currently restrained by these plants, and they are all continuing to move toward you. That is their first turn, functionally. Telperion. Toby Rama's scream has just broken jarringly so your trance. And you are awake.
What happens if I give myself a flying speed while I'm prone?
I think you've done that before, and I consider it, you don't need to burn movement to stand if you're flying.
Okay. I'm going to, and then how high is it from, like, how high is the stairway, like this next tier?
Functionally pretty, this is that, so 60 feet up or so.
Okay. Last question. How long was I trancing?
Actually, I did that math wrong. 40 feet or so.
Okay. Do you know how long I was trancing for? Like how long did this happen for them?
This is probably roughly an hour into their watch.
So the only thing I'm looking to have gotten back on short rest is the fly. I think I would that have been another short rest?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. You could have even had your short rest happen during your light activity watch. That's fair game too. So yeah, short rest.
I just did the fly pre-resting.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Well,
yeah. You could have gotten it back. Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna give myself a bonus action, fly speed of 80. And you said so 5.
So you can get up to that here.
It's 5, 10. Yeah, so 60. So I can get like here.
60. Yeah, I would agree with that. And functionally, to get to where you can get visual, you might positioning yourself there. You aren't seeing anything going on within that ringed citadel. You might need to position yourself a little further left to be able to see through the archway.
Okay, I'm not exactly going for the archway yet because I don't know what's happening. But I will say to my companions, if there's all those dryads attacking, we don't stand a chance. We haven't even rested fully, so we need to just get back in the temple, I think, or bring them to us somehow. Let's not just fully try to fight them all. And then theoretically, I have an action. With which I can do very little. I'll probably. Oh, I guess I don't know. Toby, did you see where she went? I don't even know where to go.
She was investigating the top.
Okay. I guess I'll just dash in because you were right that's. I don't want to go in all the way though. I'm just gonna go in most of the way and kind of try to evaluate and get my bearings.
Okay. Flying in. Functionally, are you at ground level even if you're levitating flying? Or I guess you have touchdown at the end of this movement.
But, yeah. Well, is this a wall?
Yes. 15 foot high.
I'll land on top of the wall because I have my flight speed and I can dash using that. So I could even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get there and you quickly assess a horde of what looks to be definitely more than a dozen dark dryads moving in a direction. You probably don't see Rome from this vantage point, but you can see they're all moving in that direction.
If they're going that way, I have the sense to know that might be where she is. So I just moved 15 feet up, 20 feet that way. So that's 35. So I'll just hang out on this thing and
okay.
I'll call it there.
Okay. Jiri, you are up.
All right. I'm gonna try to catch up to Telperion, and while I'm running to him, I'll say to him, "Oh, we should make like a bottleneck or something like that."
Where I am is 15 feet up, just so you know.
Correct.
The wall I'm on.
Well, I will dash and try to scamper up there.
Okay, you can definitely do that. Go ahead and move yourself to 40 feet first.
I think it's 45.
And then, so 45, and then you'll need to spend 30 to climb it, placing you basically on this square, since climbing is essentially half speed.
Okay, I've got 80. So
yeah, so I think you have 5 feet left of movement available.
So I'll get right next to Telperion.
Okay, perfect.
I'll just say, yeah, we should
Get them to all come to us. Stand our ground. Kill them one at a time.
Sure. We did kill one at least when we were fresher. I'll kind of signal to you. Well, if Jerry wants to signal, I'll say, Jerry, tell them this is the direction they're going.
Wait, signal who?
Allies.
All
So
right.
they know where to go.
And I'll wave to everybody from
Okay.
the height.
Yeah, very doable. If there's nothing else for Jiri, any bonus action or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Roulette, you are up. You have just been roused and are in a rather unfortunate movement position, I think, just in terms of needing to stand up. But you're you. Yeah, okay.
There's lots of handholds in these large brick stones, and evaluating these incredibly steep staircases and unencumbered by my armor at this point. I'm going to run to this wall and climb 10 feet up. Or no, I can't because I was here and I'm.
Yeah, part of the problem is you have to use 15
1,
to stand up
2,
functionally.
3.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. You could use your action to dash and get a full 30.
I will dash so that I'm 25 feet climbing up this wall.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. You can functionally get to the top of it with that action. So all you need to do is move horizontally from that point out.
What? I thought it was 60 feet vertical.
No, I said 60 and then I corrected myself to 40 and then just now thought it was 30, but it is 40. So you're most of the way up this wall.
Okay, so I am 25 feet up the 40-foot wall.
Correct.
Shield on back.
Correct.
Flail
My
on
apologies. Yep.
Armor.
Got it.
That's my turn.
Rome, more and more dead roots are latching up onto you out of the ground beneath you. What are you doing?
I guess I attempt a strength saving throw again to try and get out of the.
You can use a strength check on subsequent turns to try and get out of it or free yourself in some other way, but it's no longer strength saving throw. But I think for you, they might be the same. But yes, you're welcome to try and break the restraints with a strength check.
If I'm entangled, I can't cast a spell, can I?
You absolutely can. Your only disbenefits are you have a movement speed of 0 right now. Attacks are made against you with advantage, and your attacks are disadvantaged. But you can still fully cast or do other things while restrained.
Oh, well, that's interesting. All right, then I cast Spike Growth over the area that all of these guys are in. It's a 20-foot radius, so
okay.
It would be like this area. Ooh. I wish they had a circle function that
wasn't freehand.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yep, you bet. It's a loose shape, but functionally it's got all of them in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it needs to be smaller than that.
Yeah, probably by like 1 box.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Something like that.
Yeah, that's. And then, oops.
Perfect.
Okay,
Cool.
great.
Spike growth activated. You're concentrating on its effect, I believe. Anything else?
I can't do a strength check.
No, that uses your action. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I do.
Okay. Toby, you are up again.
Okay. I will. Jeez, so slow. Run, action, dash, and I guess make it a little bit past the archway. As I run past, would I be able to see they're kind of all focused in on that direction?
Yes, they're all focused on it. You get a sense of the direction they're charging. Rome had this because she was very close. You running past, your passive perception is enough to earn a check here. Make a perception check for me as you run past that archway.
Damn.
Okay. Thank you.
Hate to see it.
Anything else for Toby?
No bonus action.
Okay. Tearing themselves up a little in their effort to get close to Rome, many still make it. Okay, then I can just move this chunk. Rome, go ahead and roll your 2d4 piercing damage.
Yes.
And they can go a little further because they have 35. Wow, 8 times 3 for all the ones that moved max distance. So okay, a good chunk of damage to most of these, and you do see them resisting the damage, but they are still tearing their way through it. It is like trying to latch on and grab them and slows their progress, but many of them are being cut up significantly. However, 4 of them manage to get up to you and are going to attack you with advantage due to your restrain.
Fuck.
And they are actually going to, all 4 of these ones, as they're running toward you with their gnarly, long, branch-like claws pulling behind them, ready for a strike, you see necrotic energy swirl at their fingertips as 4 inflict wounds are going to sail their way toward you. I'm going to hit this and hopefully... Okay, so then I'm going to just do their claw attack, but we're going to... Don't listen to any of this damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
With a 17, all 4 of these attacks are going to hit you, and you're going to take some serious damage here.
12d10.
It is 12d10. You take 52 necrotic damage as those creatures made it all the way to you, still wounded from your spike growth, but clawing their way through enough to reach you. And they tear into your flesh, not piercing damage, but just necrosis. Your form is wilting and rotting. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw to try and hold on to your... I actually need 4 separate Constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. That will be a success. That will be a fail. So on the second one, your spike growth will cease to be in existence, but it did tear through them pretty heartily.
52 damage, huh?
52 damage.
5 HP.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That is their entire turn. Telperion, you are up.
I know where they're going. I'm going to bonus action, use a side eye, which I've recovered 2 because I've essentially had 2 short rests.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a side eye to get my flight back. It's 45 speed to Rome. I'm going to hover over her. Can I pull her out of the... Can I grapple her out and try to pull her out of the restraint?
I'm trying to think. Forced movement while restrained. This is very similar. Roulette was grappled by the tar, not restrained by it. I think being restrained by it, this deserves a check.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think this is, and it's not physical brawn, it's intelligence telekinetically.
So no, I'm physically pulling her. Like I flew.
Oh, you're gonna need it. You flew over and then down 15 feet. So this is more 60 feet of movement or so, or did you already?
I have 80 total. So yeah.
No, I know you can make it. I just want to make sure we're tracking the correct movement you used.
So I moved 45 horizontal and then 15.
And then,
down, so 60
okay.
total.
You're flying down, grabbing her. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Yeah.
18.
That is better than their DC. You try to rip her free, and you do free her from the restraint, and have limited movement left available, but you have her free.
Yeah, I have 20 feet left, right?
10.
Yeah, 10.
Because
You're carrying a creature.
Oh, it's easy. I have an action surge. It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm gonna probably. So I have her. I'm gonna move 15 feet back up.
Okay.
And then I will action surge and just fly 80 feet away with her, or 40 feet away.
Yeah. So you get 10 feet up, and then 40 feet in a loose trajectory. But yeah, you can get 40 feet away.
Over here then.
Okay. Perfect.
Actually,
back up on top of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's hopefully out of sight, right? And then I'll just like lay us down, so we're hopefully like not in sight.
Yeah, some of the ones out in here are definitely going to be able to see you guys at an elevation, but some of the ones like under the archway and stuff aren't going to have visibility. It just depends on their angle, but
that's fine. They were walking towards her, so maybe they don't have range. So bonus action, sure. I'll just as I'm flying away, I'll just look back and push one back away from us.
Okay, choose one for me.
Yeah, I'll do one. I'll just do like.
Okay.
This one. Actually, no. What am I doing? I'll pull Jerry towards me 5 feet if he wants.
Okay.
5 feet this way if he wants to come over.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Bonus action surge, action, done. Oh wait,
okay.
I'm so stupid. I gave myself a flying speed, so Jerry just moved back. I'm done.
Oh, with your bonus action, yeah.
That's my lead.
True. Yep. So Jerry's just back to his space. Jerry, it is your turn though.
All right. 60 feet away from me is this spot right here.
It would seem so, yes.
Bomb them, Jerry.
That's what I'm trying to see. How many are within 10 feet? Looks like it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them.
Yeah, so this whole group right here is going to be subjected to a Constitution saving throw as Jerry does his big alligator thunderclap. Yeah. Bam! Makes a big explosion.
You see all of them. As soon as you appear and Thunder's energy appears, they instinctively grip each other's arms and brace each other, because due to their hive mind, they get advantage on saving throws against magical effects when they're near enough to each other. So these will be made with advantage, but they're still going to obviously take some damage. So
con save.
1, 2, 3,
Jesus.
4, 5, 6, 7. Moving around in a circle. What's your DC? 17? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 of them save and the rest fail. Okay, got it. How much damage are we talking here? And then do you appear in them, or is this shatter?
This is shatter, yes. So this should be it's a second level, third level, fourth level still. We're not at level 9 yet, right? Or
technically not. Technically not.
So it is. All right, 5d8.
5d8.
Dang.
Out of curiosity, is it normally 3d8 and then upscaled? Okay.
Yeah.
14. Okay, yeah, they'll take that. 1, 2, 3.
That was a bad one.
3 of them, though, were cut up enough. The ones that failed took enough damage. The other 4 seem pretty weak and hobbled, but are still hanging in there. So functionally, there's like 4 here. There's 1 right here. There's 4 here. And 2 back here.
Jerry's gonna keep the high ground and stay where he is.
Okay. Roulette, you are up. eye
15
level
more
has
feet of
just sort
climbing.
of, yeah, that's right. Yeah. As soon as you spend 15 feet, you're at the top.
What do I see? Can I see anything?
Looking through the archway, you see a couple, probably just a single pair, maybe one on the outskirts of your visual range, who were moving in this direction, now sort of turning their body closer to this direction. They're just rotating their focus a bit.
And they look like they are aggressing still.
Yeah, they're sort of lower shoulders. Their head is downward. They seem, yes, aggressively moving towards something.
Whatever one I can see, I'm gonna shoot a firebolt.
Okay. It's within range over there.
That's my turn.
Sorry, Roulette. You send it,
I'll use the rest of my movement to just scoot over this way.
Okay.
Okay, you missed his dead.
Passive, similar to Tobirama's perception, passive investigation will earn you essentially a perception check. Go ahead and roll one perception check.
I know better than Romer and I.
Or
20's really good.
Does my firebolt light up that tear at the base of the tree?
No, and that's the surprising thing. You aimed it at the dryad, and its awkward movement made it get out of the way, but your firebolt sailed right past it and just entirely disappeared, as if it didn't touch anything. It didn't blast in a display of cinder across a tree or light up that surrounding. It just was suffocated, snuffed out, and disappeared.
Toby, did you create another one of those tears up here? Turn.
Rome, you have just been pulled to safety by Telperion with a very wilted and rotted form, but you are currently out of melee threat of these creatures.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Telperion, for saving me. What should we do? Should we climb down this wall?
If we want to attack from a distance, Jerry seemed to have killed a few of them, but we should not get close. I don't think it. Do you have anything to throw at them?
Yeah, I guess I'll. Let's see. Might be a little too far away, actually. Could I? Is it possible to get around this like pillar thing here?
Yeah, it's sort of like a 2 or 3 foot dome structure on the corners of these wall sections, so you could hop over it. It'd be probably difficult. You'll lose a 5 feet of movement trying to bypass it.
Okay, I think with that I'll be able to get this guy with produce flame.
Okay, yeah, sort of downward angle on him. You are 15 feet up, downward. I'll give you advantage on this attack, just for sort of tactical benefit.
Very nice.
That one did take some of the damage.
Did I go through? There we go.
I saw it in D&D Beyond, but
It's taking a second to like go through too.
yeah, I thought it was a critical.
Ooh, nat 20. Very nice. So it's normally 2d8 plus another 2d8. It's being weird about what it's rolling.
The other 2d8 looks like a 1 and a 7.
1 and a 7. Yeah, okay. So 19 total damage. You blast a hole in that dark dryad's chest. It's sort of looking at you, up at you, still alive, but you have definitely heavily damaged it.
That's all I can do. I'm gonna bonus action to hide behind the pillar.
Okay. Yeah, you can lower your form and get behind the pillar and definitely can earn yourself a stealth check. Go ahead and roll stealth.
Good.
Really good. Okay. They know something's up there, but they don't know specifically where to start trying to attack. Toby, you are up. Did my dryads disappear from initiative order?
8, but yes, they did disappear from initiative order.
You must have killed one of them that had it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
No, they don't get
right?
to go.
I believe
They don't get to go yet.
All of time.
But Toby, you are up.
Okay. Yeah. I can go like boom. Yeah, I'll do that. That's that one right there. I will run out into the open. Oh, Roulette had asked me a question, and so as I start running, I go, "That wasn't me." And as I get there to that spot, I start shouting and waving, "Over here! Over here!"
Okay. You're gonna get the attention of many of them. Okay, yeah. You definitely gain the focus of many of them.
And I might use my action to dash. I think I will. Take go.
Intruders!
I'll do another 10 feet. And that's
okay.
My
Very well. A few of these guys will brush their 35 feet of movement toward you. Many of them almost getting there. This guy gets there. That guy doesn't. And you can see they're hurriedly walking / running, but they're not like using their action to dash. So it's not like there's sort of an instinctual ferocity to these creatures, but not an impassioned one, if that makes sense. Only one of it. And then these guys are also going to go there, but not all of them. Two of these creatures are going to run over here and burn their entire movement to climb the wall. This guy might not be able to make it. 20 and then 15. This one's mostly up the wall, but not fully. One of them makes it up the wall. And my thing just did a weird thing. Okay. Toby Rama, one of them makes it to you.
Okay.
And it is within... It's close enough to its allies where it's getting advantage due to hive mind.
30 feet. Okay, so I wasn't gonna. That's okay.
22 to hit.
Certainly hit me.
8 slashing and 1 necrotic for you, right. Resistant boy. Are you concentrating on anything?
I surely am not, because I don't have many spell slots.
Okay. I'm going to refresh my screen here because it was being weird AF. Sorry, my Roll20 is bugging out right now. I think that'll do it for their turn. All of them have moved. Yeah, that'll do it. Telperion, you're up.
Okay, I have enough movement to get right here. Can I use my bonus action to try to psionically push this thing off the wall?
Sure. Yeah.
Strength save, 14.
Strength save.
Damn it.
Oh.
It does resist.
All right, I'm going to unleash 2 attacks on this thing with my greatsword.
Okay, go for it. This one's pretty wounded.
19 plus 8, like 9.
Definitely hits.
2d6. Rerolling. 6 plus another 6 is 12. 15 total.
15 total damage?
On the first one, yeah.
Destroyed. Quite
Cool
different
work.
from the last time you guys fought one of these. You guys are much more developed, and these things aren't particularly strong looking.
How far down is this thing? How far down is this thing?
It's within striking distance. It's not at the top of the wall yet, but you can reach it. It's functionally 5 feet
jab
down.
my greatsword down at it.
Go for it.
17 that.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit.
Ah! Did that have hit the ground more? Another 15.
That one is very heavily wounded, but not yet dead.
Okay. I will use my I already used my bonus action to try to push it. That's my turn.
Okay. Jiri, you're up. Large cluster of guys out in front of you.
Yikesy yikesies. Toby's not airborne, right? He's just down there.
Correct. Trying to draw focus.
Successfully drawing.
Toby, you should get out of there, man. There's a lot of them. And I will blast the one nearest him with 2 air bursts.
Okay. Same benefit as Rome received. Ranged attack from that elevation. Advantage.
Ooh.
Oh, nat 30 and 26. This guy's is total damage on that 29, it looks like. Yeah, he had taken damage. How do you destroy that one?
Oh fuck.
Just like both like hit his stomach and just break him in half.
He just shatters like a bunch of loose twigs.
Shards hit other.
Beautiful.
And then I actually, how far does
for a nat 20? One shard hits one other dryad for 4 damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually 2 because they're resistant, but yeah.
30 feet long. Okay, are they within 30 feet of me? No.
Not
If you
any
run
of
to
them,
the
it
left
doesn't
one-
seem.
Oh no.
No, they're all 35 feet. All right, I am gonna just get here and be like, Toby, come on, I'll help you back up. Get over here. And I'll like reach my hand down to see if he'll like run over to the wall to like lift him up.
Okay. Roulette, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go. Oh, that's a ruler. I'm gonna peek back out. I'm gonna take aim at this guy and hold on. Sorry, I was over here. No, I don't want to do that. Go up here, I'm peeking out, and whatever nearest one I can see, I am shooting a firebolt.
Okay.
22.
Definitely hits. Fourteen fire damage. As tree creatures, you would think they might be vulnerable to such, but with their already charred ashen forms, not so much, but it definitely seems to have effect. So you blast one with fire.
Seeing that happen, I will bonus action cast Arcane Weapon using Cold.
Okay.
That's it.
Got it. Rome, you once again. One of the dryads had seemingly got up close enough to try and attack you, but Telperion took that one down. There's another one hanging on the wall right near you, and then this cluster of a bunch of them.
I am going to be casting Entangle.
Okay.
A 20-foot. I'm trying to see if I can get it where it's like hitting the most of them, like this.
I'm gonna say let's not do the half square stuff because then some of them are part in, part out.
All right. Well,
It's gonna get 5 of them though.
If I rotate it,
that could work. I like to steer away from that kind of stuff, but this case, yeah. It can hit all of those guys. 6 of them.
Yeah.
And strength save.
Yes.
They're good at saves.
They are good at saves, but they're not strong. So 1, 2,
Fail.
3, 4, 5,
What's your
6. Is it a 16?
Yeah.
So
Half.
3 of them save. Just for ease of convenience, because I didn't really select which was which, I'll say we were rolling from front to back as your sort of vines leached out into the earth. So we'll say fail, success, fail,
It's difficult terrain.
success. Yes, it's all difficult terrain, and 3 of them are fully restrained by your vines.
And then I bonus action hide.
Perfect. Just so that I don't complicate things, I'm gonna do it like that, just so that we're not having to worry about Toby Rama right now. Okay, and then you hide. Go ahead and stealth roll. Okay, 17. If that's it for Rome, Toby, it'll be your turn.
Yes. So that's not within 5 because it's specifically 5 feet. Yeah. Dang, I would have liked them a little differently, but I will spend. This would be 10 feet of movement.
Yes. Yep. It's just difficult terrain. They're not threatening to restrain you, but it is difficult terrain. 10 feet of movement.
I hop in there and burst with bright radiant light and cast Word of Radiance. So I need Constitution saving throws.
From 3 of them.
Yes.
We'll go left to right.
Okay.
First one. Fail. 16? You're a 17. All right. All 3 of them take how much damage? Some of these are very wounded.
A D8. Damn it. 5 and 1 and 1. Lame.
One of them is destroyed. The other 2 are just injured pretty badly.
And
they've taken some.
As I spend 10 more feet to go here, I imagine some of them might try to swing at me.
Yeah, 2 of them are going to try. They have advantage, but disadvantage. First one has advantage and disadvantage from restraint.
I will pause you before you go, because I'm going to mislead them as they try to attack me. No one really notices anything except an illusory double kind of starting to turn, and they will swipe through it with no substance. And there's an illusory version of Toby right here. And I'm there. And Toby is invisible and will move another 10 feet, making my full 30 to there.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, they start, as you move, they start trying to claw at you, but you mislead them for sure.
And that's my turn.
Got it. Telperian's turn.
Isn't it their turn?
Correct.
Yeah, I keep deleting.
The one you put that initiative on.
Well, yeah, that's actually insane that that's happened twice. But yeah, it's their turn. Restrained, not restrained, but is going to try and attack this guy. Not restrained is going to try and attack this guy. Okay, give me a second. 1 success. 1 fail. This guy is no longer restrained. But has used his action to do so, and is going to use his movement to try and get closer. And they have high mind, so they can coordinate their attacks pretty well. They start swinging away at Tobirama, using all of their actions within there uselessly. Is there anything that happens with the mislead thing? Does it have hit points, or it just continues to be an illusion?
It is an illusion with no form, and I'm invisible until I cast a spell or at the end of my next turn.
Okay. I am gonna, out of curiosity, they have pretty high passive perception, so these two that are near you hear footsteps running on the ground and aren't sure what's going on, but these all missed an illusory creature.
Sure.
So with the hive mind awareness, these two are going to try and attack you in your location, targeting a space with disadvantage because they cannot see you. Guy on the left. Guy on the right.
Yes. That's a hit.
One of them misses you, but the other one, as they're just swinging wildly into the air, one of them hits you for 6 slashing and 1 necrotic.
Okay.
And then Telperion, the one attack that's near the wall on you is just going to clamber its way up onto the wall and sort of rotate around you just so it can stand, and it will make 1 attack against you.
Eat a 20 binge.
Not even close. It's separated from its hive mind allies and is just like scratching harmlessly on your armor.
I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm gonna roll attack on it with my greatsword. Ooh, 5 plus 9 is 14.
5 plus 9, 14 is not enough. You swipe too quickly and it just thuds into this thing's hardened carapace-like exterior, but not cutting into it enough.
I rolled an 24 on the next attack.
That's gonna hit. And go ahead and roll damage.
Which is a 12 damage.
That will do it.
Yeah.
That creature's destroyed. And we'll say with that, now reduced to some restrained and entangled creatures down in the pit with Tobirama invisible, the rest of you out on the outskirts of this. This is no longer valuable or threatening to you guys. You guys are going to be able to dismantle them.
Oh.
Let's roll through the initiative and have everyone portray for me how you guys are sending your next volley of attacks toward this group of, frankly, weakened twig creatures.
With the last part of my turn, I quick toss a sliver down at one of them.
Okay, you throw a sliver down. Jiri's next.
Jiri just like probably blast, but do another air blast and then hop down and like try to charge in there and start chopping them up his next turn.
Okay. Air parkour and slashing. Roulette.
A better aimed firebolt.
Incinerates one of them, just strikes through its heart and then spreads rapidly and just reduces that one to ash. Rome.
Rome continues to produce flame balls.
Fire from horizontal, fire from angle.
You can tell we're
Definitely
running on fumes when it's just cantrips.
Yeah. Toby.
Toby would have popped up right here, done another burst on these 3 guys near him, and then moved a little bit, causing one of them to swipe, and he would have again used his mislead, causing this one here to disappear, and he would have been prepared to pop in, do damage, pop out.
Over the course of this next few seconds of battle sequence, you guys dismantle the remaining dryads until one falls to the ground. Still more coming, but you dismantle that one quickly as you're all here and ready for that type of threat. It's not super frequent, but dryads continue to appear here. What are you guys doing?
Roulette, you said something about a tear.
What is that thing at the bottom of the tree? It looks like the whatever you banish the dragon through. We probably can't do anything about it, but that's probably what's causing these dryads to come here. They're gonna keep falling, and we can't fight them off all night. We got to get out of here. We got to retreat back to that pit, or just go sleep down by the fire and not wake anything, not to kind of, I don't know, leave these things alone. But we can't do this all night.
I can chop forever. I want to kill all of them. They're evil.
Jerry, if you want to stay up all night, I'd be more than happy to let you stay up all night. But I think the rest of us might need to recoup.
I tend to agree. I know I got us into this mess, which I apologize for.
Yeah,
but I don't...
Toby's got
no.
hands on knees and is like heaving from running so much. I was running so much. That was 2 dashes in a row. Are you kidding me?
Should we rest in the temple?
We should fly away with our staves, get out of the barrens, and rest.
Can you turn into a bird right now, Rome?
No.
Okay, we cannot fly away because Roulette has used his staff this day.
Has Alfie used Alfie's staff?
For game purposes, let's say he has, because his is built to him specifically. Right. So it's.
I mean, at this moment, for the immediate, we're probably just going to start moving back down to
we leave the circle.
But guys, we can't let evil survive. We've got to kill all of them.
Jerry, we have nothing in our tank right now. We killed a dragon today. Think of the great evil we destroyed. Today we killed a greater evil than we've ever destroyed in a single day. We can't keep doing it if we have no rest.
We will die here if we try and fight these things off all night.
We also could just stay by this fire and finish the rest that we started, as opposed to moving far away.
Yeah, but when we come back, there's going to be a bunch of them again. We're going to have to fight a ton of them.
We won't have to fight them. We could walk away and investigate and ask for help. Because now that a dragon is gone, and Toby's a little frustrated, getting woken up, or not getting the full night's rest, and it's like, we can ask for the elves or the villain to come help us. Because there is not a dragon roaming.
I mean, Toby, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. I'm all about, like, killing evil, you know? I don't like letting it stay. But you guys are right. We're too tired to kill them all. We'll have to come back later when we've rested and then kill them.
I mean, well, we could investigate that portal right now since there are no dryads that are guarding it. We did just clear the whole temple top.
Well, we probably should have done that when we were there. Now we're back by the fire.
It's like 2 seconds back up there. Did we look in it at all? Or did we just walk? What did you see?
I don't believe anyone has looked in it or looked near it yet.
Roulette's climbing the wall.
All right, I'll go back too because I could kill 1 or 2 more of those.
All right, we go check out this portal. What do we see?
Roulette is keeping eyes up for the next dryad appearance.
Okay. Roulette, go ahead and make. You don't even have to make a check. You know what to look for. You'll be ready. Who of you is getting near enough this tear in the veil on the tree? It's not hovering in space like the one Toby's banishment spell created. This one is affixed to the tree, and it's just Vantablack darkness that doesn't emanate any sort of light sheen or reflect anything. It's just nothingness along a crack in the tree.
I'm doing that.
Okay. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Did anyone come with me?
I'm standing by your side, watching out for other shit.
God damn it.
I will chop up the next dryad that falls.
Okay. Roulette points out one quickly, and Jir, you run over there and dismantle it.
13.
13.
Gonna make that a 17.
You can.
I will shout out some comparisons, things to look for, as I knew what to look for on Toby's version of a tear in space-time, and I will shout out some details to potentially have him look for on whatever this tear is, using my I forget what it's called. Flash of Genius, to add +4 to his roll.
You, with above a 15, Telperion, being reminded of something by Roulette, you're not versed enough in the Shadowfell to understand planar magics that connect this plane to that one. There's above your expertise of knowledge regarding the magic of this tear. But some of the basics you've been taught in herbalism and forest study and survival in nature, the way this whole side of the tree looks comparatively to the other ashen trees away from it and further away from it and further away from it, like a firefighter determining the source of a fire, a very potent fire was started here.
Oh my God.
And perhaps you don't know planar magic well enough to know why or how or if, but it's possible that if a grievous enough assault on the nature of this plane occurred, it could have torn through the veil. It could have leaked into the Shadowfell, the Feywild, the planes that mirror this one, with a great enough wound to the environment.
Jesus. I wonder if this is what began the burning of the Emerald right here. The damage is extremely significant. Probably beyond our means to fix tonight.
And you see thin strands within the tree of little hums, thin, fine lines of arcane magic pulsing through the tree. Not keeping it alive, but keeping it undead.
I think Toby was right that this is absolutely related to the arcane runes you were looking at downstairs, Roulette. A bit, yeah.
Was the wound the burning, or was the wound the changing of the spell? Or
I think the wound happened at this focal point of the spell. And then the inversion happened after that or something. But I think a wound happened here. Before or after. But anyway.
I can dispel magic tomorrow. I can remove curses tomorrow. I can...
You can do a whole lot of things tomorrow. Let's get away from this thing.
To the rest.
Okay. Moving down toward the base of the Citadel or further away from the Citadel for tonight's rest, or this evening's rest?
Just to where our campfire was, I'm guessing. Since they weren't bothering us where we were. Putting out the fire out.
With the combat having taken place, you're not able to resume where you left off.
Yeah.
It will trigger a need for a brand new long rest. That being said, although whoever stands on watch during the shifts can hear the occasional thuds up above, they're less frequent than they were. And they don't assault you guys. You are able to complete a long rest at the base of this citadel and level up officially to level 9. Healing fully, recovering spell slots, selecting any new spell slots that you've been working toward, or otherwise.
Woo!
And I think that's where we'll pick up next time.